Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the regular edition of the HeelCast, although it is a special show. Look, it's night two for myself, the Raven Effect, and the HeelCast. Last night we did our Slammiversary preview. Wasn't as good as I expected it to go, but you know what, man? You're not going to find analysis and conversation that deep anywhere else, nor will you get my temper tantrum, which I kind of apologize for all the F-bombs you probably will hear from me. You'll find out how much I hate computers and power outages, but look, we're back here, and this is a very special episode of the HeelCast. And like I told you guys, with me on the Slammiversary preview tonight, I got with me the two that couldn't make it. So introducing first, the undisputed king of Fap Style himself, HeelCast Heroin Hurls. What's up?
HeelCast Nation, what is going on? It's been a couple weeks for me, but I'm very excited to talk about Slammiversary, talk about the mid awards, and talk about this past week's Impact.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. And also making his long-awaited return as well, the infamous one himself, representing TNA Mafia, representing Impact Heads, my main man, Chef. What's up, buddy?
I'm good, baby. It's always a blessing to be back. And all you bitches that had a fucking problem and thought I wasn't back, guess what? I'm never going nowhere, suckers.
That's right. That's right. It's HeelCast for life. Look, basically, just to let these listeners know, we're gonna go through the news like we always do on this show. We're going to very, very, very briefly recap Impact from this past week. Look, what this show is it's the half-year awards, really, and we're gonna dig into not only we're gonna give our answers for like who we thought was the best of the half year so far, but dude, we're gonna celebrate Impact. I got some special stuff that I want people to hear from all of us. And, like, we're going to have some special topics. And, dude, like, we are really going to fucking dive into the entire roster. Like I said, we're going to give this thing a cavity search. We're going to go in-depth analysis. Like, I think this is going to set us apart because I don't know anyone else is doing this. So it's a special edition of the HeelCast, and I hope that you guys enjoy it and listen. Look, first, everyone, check it out. Hit up impactasylum.net. Safe haven for Impact Wrestling fans. Check out Hot Fire with Fire Guy, the new podcast. It is on Impact Asylum. Fire Guy is taking a break to go get his pilot license. So, big ups to that, man. That's some stuff not everyone can say. Check out our boy, numero 47 with Diva Dirt. Also, of course, check out BQ. BQ, King of the Mountain, is back. BQ's first show came out, I believe it was his first show back, came out this past Friday. I really tried to make that show to do that with BQ, but it's good stuff on there. Also, like I said, we're doing a Slammiversary recap show, myself, FK9, and BQ, so check it out there. Also, check out our boy FK9, Straight Shooting. You can find him on Impact Asylum, on YouTube, all of that. And, of course, the one that you can't forget here, our boys, Kyle and Chef, Impact Heads. Chef, y'all just put out an interview with Rob Risen, and that's for real, right? It just came out.
Yes, sir. Just dropped it. A man killed it. It was a true honor to work with him.
It's what I heard. Kyle was telling me about how good it was, and I've just been too damn busy trying to write these shows. But I'm definitely going to be checking you guys out. And like I announced it on the Slammiversary preview. But for those of you that don't know, look, I'm more than likely going to be dropping on Impact Heads when we record this week to work with Chef and Kyle. That is going to be the HeelCast for this week. If I can't make it, I apologize. But if it doesn't, you still check out Impact Heads. That's going to be this Thursday. That's going to be our HeelCast regardless. So it's Chef and Kyle. They are HeelCast for life. We're going to get into the news real fast. But, before we do that, I'm going to do something totally non-wrestling related. So for real, like for about the past 15, 16 years, like I don't like rap music. I think it's whack. It's not for me anymore. And I'm not saying that it's bad or anything for anyone else if that's their preference. But, back in the 90s, like I loved some gangster rap. Like rap was my thing. And, Chef, me and you kind of talked rap a little bit. And I know where you come from. And one of the rap groups that you always mentioned to me was Mobb Deep. Prodigy. He done passed away this past week. So, Chef, like I just want, if you wanted anything to say, because I know that you were a fan, I just wanted to give you the opportunity in case you wanted to come out and say something.
Yeah, I mean, on behalf of everybody from Queens, and maybe if you fuck with him or not, Prodigy was a legend. He's someone who inspired a mass of people. He was a good fucking dude. It's Queensbridge all day, QB, Prodigy, Mobb Deep, rest in peace, baby.
No doubt, man. Look, for real, Shook Ones, Quiet Storm, It's Mine. Like, I love those songs. All three of those songs, man. Classic stuff. You know, Prodigy and Mobb Deep, like, you know, rap was kind of like a sport back in the days, man. It was like the best lyricist, and, you know, whoever's dropping the best rhymes was kind of the best, you know, and like Tupac came at Prodigy, Nas came at Prodigy, you know, two legends like that. I'm not going to call Jay-Z a legend. He did too. But, you know, like, and they came at him because, you know, like Prodigy and Mobb Deep, they would have stuff that, you know, he could counter it back with them. So, you know, it's a shame, and Mobb Deep was a very legit rap group. So, Chev, I just want to give you that opportunity, man, because I saw you tweet it out, and, you know, I just want to make sure you had that opportunity just in case you didn't get to say it anywhere else. So, all right.
Much appreciated, brother. It means a lot.
No doubt, man. All right, so look, some news has came out. So look, we found out the legendary Dos Caras, aka Alberto El Patron's father, is going to be in his corner at the Slammiversary match. Look, so Bobby Lashley, like he sent out I'm just going to say this real fast. So Lashley sends out a tweet to President Trump, going back to WrestleMania 23 to be in his corner. I don't know what's more ridiculous, the fact that like some fans actually think that there's a chance or thought there might be a chance, or like the reasoning why they would say that Donald Trump wouldn't be in his corner. Okay, wrestling fans, let me just keep this real. One, the number one reason why he's not going to be there is he's the president of the United States and he has way too much shit to do. Two, like literally everything this guy does, whether it's good or bad, like the entire public is jumping down his throat, ready to kill this guy. If he were to actually show up on a wrestling show, they would kind of have a reason to. And so like the third biggest reason would be like the whole ties to Vince and Linda McMahon thing. But like wrestling nerds all over the internet are like, he'd never do it. He's in Vince's pocket. Linda did. Look, everyone, wrestling is not that big. The whole Vince McMahon ties like stop thinking that is the main reason. That's just all I got to say. I've just been blown away at the amount of people that think that would be the reason why. I'm sure it played a little factor, but look, there's 0% chance that President Trump is going to be in Bobby Lashley's corner. However, it's not official. The rumor right now is that King Mo is going to be in Bobby Lashley's corner. I've seen people kind of getting pissed and shitting on this, which is fucking ridiculous in my opinion. Like King Mo and Bobby Lashley, they're both MMA fighters. They train the same gym. Like it's not like King Mo's making a full-time Impact Wrestling return. He's in his corner. Chef, thoughts on this, on possibly King Mo, and also, you know, Dos Caras is Alberto's father in his corner?
Yo, I mean, like, to be completely honest, having his dad in his corner has probably got to be one of the best things in his career. I mean, it's his father. But I'm a big King Mo guy. King Mo's from Jersey, so I think it's dope. Like you said, you got two dudes who really about it. You got a legend in Alberto Del Rio's fault, Alberto El Patron. I apologize for fans. But, yeah, I mean, you got a legend there. You have a badass dude from Jersey. So I think it's a dope thing. And, I mean, fuck it, why not, man? Stop fucking complaining, people. Just enjoy the fucking product.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel about it. Like, he's just going to be an enforcer role. It's not going to be that big of a deal. It's not like you're going to see him in the ring constantly. It's kind of cool, you know. I mean, Alberto El Patron's got his dad in his corner, and Bobby Lashley wants to get somebody in his corner. It's pretty simple concept to me.
Yeah, no doubt. Look, it's just an enforcer. He's not going to be back full time. Look, if anyone is that upset about it, the honest to God truth is he probably really wasn't super in. You know, having Dixie Carter's back in 2014, it's an angle, people. Don't hold it against him. Former Strikeforce light heavyweight champion. Look, he just beat Rampage. He beat him twice, really just lost the first decision. He's beaten Chuck Congo lately. He's fighting a heavyweight and light heavyweight. Man, give the guy some respect. It's a legit MMA fighter. So, look, other thing here. So, here's some real talk. So Impact Wrestling, they did announce that their third live event is going to take place on August 6th in Bridgeport, Connecticut. There was a boo-boo on the show last week, and I'll just mess up and tell you exactly how this went. Raven Effect wanted to listen to the first show of Impact Heads because not only do I support my boy Shep and Kyle, but I find the two of them very entertaining together. So Raven Effect, he turns it on, but at the same time he's getting in the shower when he starts the show to listen to it. As this is going, you know, shower gets a little bit loud, everyone. I actually think that I hear Chef and Kyle say that Impact is going to Canada. Now, on the HeelCast last week, and I didn't even have it on the itinerary because I wasn't sure, but, being Raven Effect and dumbass, I just say, hey, I believe Chef and Kyle said that they were going to Canada, too. About 10 minutes before I actually go online to listen to the HeelCast when it came out last week, I read that they were going to Connecticut, so my first instinct is to go and correct this on YouTube. But BQ, thankfully, was already all over that for me. But look, Chef and Kyle, they did not report the wrong country for this event, and they still have their credibility. Raven Effect just is dumbass and reported fake news. So there you have it. My apologies to anyone that may have been confused. So my bad. All right, guys. So some pretty exciting news in my opinion. So Conan mentioned on his podcast this week that Sammy Guevara and ACH are going to be receiving tryouts with Impact soon. I don't know much about Sammy Guevara, but I heard some really good things last night from some of Chef's Twitter people. And I guess he's only 23 years old. All I'm going to say is ACH is fucking legit, and I understand they're probably trying to set a precedent with Impact Wrestling, but this dude don't need to try out. Sign him before Ring of Honor gets him again, or New Japan. ACH be amazing for the X division, and I also think he's a guy that could probably transition to the main roster at some point and kind of break out from that X division. Hurls, you got any thoughts on these two?
Like you, I don't know much about Sammy Guevara. Haven't really heard much about him, but I can tell you ACH is the real deal. They need to definitely sign him. He's got money potential for the X division, and heck, you can put him in the tag team division. The guy can fly, and he can flat out go. I would love to see ACH in Impact Wrestling.
Chef, you know anything about Sammy Guevara at all?
I do now because of the same cats that you just referred to. They always, if I don't know something, I'll ask them, and they'll keep plugging me little videos and snippets of, these guys doing amazing moves and all that. So the guy is extremely talented. Like I said, I don't know his name before these guys, so I can see maybe them saying, well, hey, let's bring him in for a tryout. ACH, you know who he is, and I agree with you. And I know you're trying to make Impact a serious staple where you're like, well, hey, everybody's got to try to work to get in. But you don't have that cushion of success again to, give that platform where everyone's got to work out to get in. These guys are legit. Throw them a bone. Let them come in. The indie guys, let them do work, little tryouts and stuff like that. But these two dudes are fucking legit. I would love to see ACH and Desmond Xavier, and I'll leave it at that.
No doubt. And that the Sammy Guevara, if he's as good as we've been told, look, he's 23. We know Desmond Xavier is a young guy. Look, it's time to get the real young guys, keep them in Impact Wrestling, build them up for the future. I thought ACH was in NXT or doing their cruiserweight thing or something the last time I had heard. Dude, the thing, like, years ago, Impact Wrestling or TNA or whatever, like, we wouldn't have had a shot at Alberto. We wouldn't have had a shot at Matt Seidel. These dudes were choosing Ring of Honor, and that was like a low point for me as a TNA Impact Wrestling fan. Like, why these motherfuckers chosen Ring of Honor over TNA? Like that, that's when you realize, like, okay, shit has changed. We have this shot now. ACH, you can't miss. Like, you cannot drop this ball. So Impact, TNA, just do the right thing. Look, so all right, guys, here's the other thing. So Jeff Jarrett, he tweeted out that for the very first time, the most powerful, influential resident of Orlando, Florida, has confirmed that he will attend Slammiversary Week and participate in the Impact Zone for Impact and GFW Wrestling. Like I had said, I don't really get it. Everyone already knew that Chef was going to be at Slammiversary, but apparently Jeff Jarrett had to tweet it out. So Chef, we all know your ties around there, but. Look, like I said last night on the show, thankfully I called this on ImpactAsylum.net the night before because I was saving it for the HeelCast, but much like there is proof on the old TNAAsylum.net, Raven Effect actually called the Tito Ortiz reveal. As soon as I read this, I actually, have you guys heard the rumor as to who it is yet? Have either of you?
No, sir.
Yeah, no. I heard. I don't know who it is, but yeah, I did see this tweet.
Okay, did you see the rumor as to who it is? Because the dirt sheet's already reporting it.
I haven't.
Okay. Chef, do you know? Have you heard the rumored name?
Nah, like I haven't even been able to really go through my Twitter like that today, so I have no idea. Are you gonna spoil it, or you gotta like DM me it?
Oh, man. I don't. If you guys want to take a guess, go for it. The dirt sheet did report that I did have it right. If you don't want me to say it on the air, I won't. If you guys
Oh, I
want to
don't
keep
care.
it. All right.
I'm down for whatever.
All right. Either of you want to take a guess?
It is, all right. The most influential person in Orlando.
Hold on. Let me rephrase it. Okay. So look, big, powerful, likes wrestling, influential, ties to Orlando.
Shaq? Is it
Yep.
Shaq?
Shaq
Get the
Diesel.
fuck out of here.
That's the rumored name.
All right. If it's Shaq, I gotta go make a sign for the guy.
So that's the rumor that a dirt sheet is said.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, so I don't know if it's true.
Yeah.
Go for it. Go. Just go, man.
I'm just going to say that the sad thing is he only played with the Magic for about 5 seasons.
Did put him on the map, though, you know?
Right.
And I assume he's probably still got a house there in Orlando. I'd heard, because I had always heard that he still had a house there in Orlando. I know he's got some stuff in Phoenix or whatnot, but, you know, like D'Angelo Williams isn't really going to move needles, but look, WWE WrestleMania 33, that Big Show match failed. You know, the Diesel, Shaq's a legend. He's still relevant. You know, that may draw some attention and bring some stuff over to Impact. So, look, if he is involved or whatnot, and not just a cameo, that could really bring some ties to Impact. So, you guys think it's a good move? Just yes or no?
Hell fucking yeah, it's a good move. I love the Diesel, baby. Shaq, let's go, baby.
Oh, I believe it's a very good move, and it actually wouldn't be the first time Shaq has been on Impact Wrestling. He made an appearance, I want to say in 2012. Again, it was backstage, and it was, I believe, a segment with the Aces and Eights.
I actually don't remember that, but I remember him WWF, WCW, but I don't want to hear no mess about no Sacramento Queens. All right, look. Last couple stories. Chef, your Bram boy, your boy Bram, he was injured in Rome over the weekend, underwent surgery. No details have been reported. Magnus did reveal that it was a nasty injury. Man, Bram kind of has the same luck as Raven effect. Dude can't seem to catch a break. It sucks. I was hoping Bram and Magnus would reform as a tag team and come out and challenge LAX. We're going to let Chef close out with thoughts on Bram. But Bram, I hope you get well soon. I hope to God they bring this guy back on Impact Wrestling because, dude, like, Bram is way too talented to not be getting used. But Hurls, I'm going to go to you, and of course we're going to let Chef close it out.
It sucks. Just to get injured like that. It's terrible, and he was overseas, and I don't know if it was broadcasted or not. But the fact, he got injured at an indie show. It's just terrible. Just that he got injured in general, but I hope he has a speedy recovery, and I hope we can see him soon. But I'm glad things I'm sure could have gotten a lot worse than they did. So I'm glad the surgery was successful.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you really look at it, it's a shame because he's starting to finally blow up. I mean, presently he's the EPW American Wrestling Champion, the Pro Evolution Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. Like, this is a guy who couldn't catch a break, wasn't getting, major storylines. And now he was the face of 2 different companies. He was about to work back again with ICW. Like, he was starting to really climb that ladder. And then for the injury to happen, it's a real big blow. But, I mean, let's face it, it's the Chesterfield Plague. It's the big homie. We all wish you well, brother. Speedy recovery. See you when you get back, brother.
Definitely, man. I want to see that guy back on Impact really bad. And I'd like to see him and Magnus come back together, or hell, even give Kingston a shot, give Kingston something to do. But look, the last thing here, so we just mentioned that tag team match, but so we actually debated this a lot on the HeelCast last night, and the very next day we found out. So what's actually happening is LAX going to be defending. It's going to be a 14 match against tag teams from three different promotions. One we just found out is going to be AAA, which is Drago and El Hijo de Fantasmo. I believe that's El Cuerno. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I'll let one of you guys do that. I assume the other two promotions are probably going to be Noah and Crash. With Crash, with Crash, like if they're not getting someone new, man, I really hope it's Garza and Laredo Jr. or Laredo Kid, because I think those guys have really impressed me. I enjoy watching them, and I hope they get a shot at Slammiversary. But Hurls, I know like you're pretty big on this team coming in, so thoughts, man?
Yeah, Drago is phenomenal. The stuff that I've seen him do in Lucha Underground. Now, I haven't seen every single episode of Lucha Underground. I plan on binge watching it on Netflix pretty soon. But the stuff I did see, he is a great worker. X Division style. He can go with the big guys. He can go with the smaller guys. Just super excited to see Drago, and the fact that he's got like a 2-foot tongue. That's pretty cool. Still don't know how he does that or what he puts in his mouth, but awesome costume. I'm totally pumped to see him in Impact Wrestling. King Cuerno, phenomenal worker as well. He played a really, really awesome heel in Lucha Underground. Had a great feud with Johnny Mundo. Formerly John Morrison of WWE. But the stuff I saw with him, he's more of a bigger wrestler, but he's very agile, very mobile. Both those guys left their mark when I watched Lucha Underground. So I am really, really excited for them to come to Slammiversary. As far as the other two teams, I would imagine it's going to be a tag team, but keep in mind, I believe there's some type of clause where AAA talent and Crash talent are not allowed to work with each other because of the bad blood between Conan and AAA. So it'll be interesting to see how they go about that. But yes, I would also, you're probably going to see a Pro Wrestling Noah tag team in there as well. So that'll be very exciting. I'm just super pumped for this match, just because Drago and El Cuerno are in there. I think it's going to be awesome.
Chef, anything you want to say on this one?
You know what? I don't fuck with Lucha, so I don't know much about these guys. Everyone keeps telling me they're legit, so I'm definitely going to take everybody's word. And people are genuinely honest to me, so it's all good. The Noah team, I know people are saying some Matsuzaka guy or some shit like that they're hoping for. So all in all, regardless of what, as long as my team LAX comes out on top and it's serious like a late period, yay, let's get it in. I don't really care who else is out there. Let's just have a fucking serious dope match, which all these guys seem to be legit. So I'm all part of this crazy collaboration of Crash, AAA, Noah, and Lucha, which I'm super surprised Crash and AAA are working together, but hey, it's a beautiful thing, I guess.
You know, I also I tried watching Lucha Underground season 1, and I had recorded season 2 when I started recording season 2, and then I recorded a season 1 marathon to try and get into it. I honest to God tried hard. I cannot fucking watch that product, but I do want to say this: the talent there, the wrestling there and stuff. The wrestling is impressive. I will not take anything away from that. The Lucha Libre style, it's not all Lucha Libre, but look, I'm expecting a good match. I think the new LAX is fucking awesome in the ring. I assume these guys will have a good match. The only thing I kind of want to bring up, because I had no idea about this, Crash AAA may have a clause where they can't work together with bad blood. Possible way around that, I believe BQ was the one that told me that Garza is actually technically signed with Impact Wrestling. So let's just say, look, Impact is technically signed. Garza and Laredo Kid, maybe that's a way around it to say it's not Crash talent, it's Impact talent. But we'll find out. So we're gonna move on past the news. We're gonna go into a different way we review Impact Wrestling. So look, I'm just gonna read down the results here. I'll kind of give my highlights, set the tone, and then I'll go to Chef and Hurls here. So look, we had Matt Sydal win the Sony 6-Way Invitational elimination match. Trevor Lee actually did redeem that loss for Braxton Sutter. I will say that was a good thing. Sanjay Dutt had an Impact or his X Division Championship celebration. It was interrupted by Low Ki. It was so they come out and a 2 out of 3 falls match was set up at for Slammiversary. Low Ki cheap shot Sanjay Dutt and Shera hits the Warriors way on Shera. He's about to do it to Sanjay Dutt, but he is saved by Matt Sydal. So possibly a Matt Sydal and Low Ki feud in the future. We had Sienna and Laurel Van Ness defeated Ali and Rosemary. By pinfall, Rosemary was pinned. KM and Sutter were involved a little bit. Mahabali Shera going against Doctor's Orders comes out, wrestles KM, and beats him anyways. Congo Kong came out and they attacked him. We saw the skit with LAX where they just kind of beat up some random guys somewhere. And then Moose revealed D'Angelo Williams as a tag team partner, which I think we all saw that coming. Eli Drake and Chris Adonis kind of beat Moose down a little bit. We had EC3 and Lashley teaming up. Odd there, but they did team up. They lost by disqualification to Alberto El Patron and James Storm when EC3 just started. I think he was whipping the ref, if I remember correctly. But, no one ate the pin there. So, basically, guys, the only things I guess I'm only going to talk, critique here. Everything else, I really don't have a problem with, but, nothing else stood out on the positive vibe. I'm not saying I did not like this show. And also to address one thing real fast, because Charles mentioned the Alberto El Patron and the Page breakup here in the chat window as news. That has actually been denied and disputed, so that's why we are not covering it. But so there's still a chance of getting Page back in Impact Wrestling at some point. But look, guys, here's my thing. KM, man, it's hard for that guy to look credible after that. Losing to Mahabali Shera is bad enough as it is, but with the dude selling a big injury. But look, man, the only gripe I have, and it's a big gripe, and I'm not taking anything away, but Rosemary ate her first pin. Okay, Rosemary got pinned on a one-night only show that didn't count by Sienna, I think, at some point last year. But Rosemary has been undefeated. No one has pinned this girl. She's been the dominant knockout for 7-8 months now, somewhere around then. This girl eats her first pin, and it's like a 5-minute match at most. And also, it's distracted by KM and Braxton Sutter. And so not only did she eat her first pin, but the way that she did it, it wasn't very convincing. It was just kind of real quick and over with real fast. And I mean, in 5 minutes, and this should happen. When she eats her first pin, it should be big. It should be a big deal. And it should be on a bigger show than this. And at least Josh Matthews acknowledged it. But I mean, fucking really? It's just, this should happen. It should be a big deal. It should be on a bigger show when she does finally lose, and not in 5 minutes, and not just in a really weak way. And I mean, come on, man, Impact Wrestling, you guys know better than this. Jeff Jarrett, Dirty Dutch, you guys are wrestling people, you know this stuff. It's very disappointing, and that's really all I'm going to say. Nothing else I really have a problem with. So I mean, positive stuff on the rest of it. That Sony Six-Way was entertaining, and I'm excited for Sanjay and Low Ki. Hurls, will go to you, and then we'll have Chef any kind of highlights you have.
Yeah, no, I actually really enjoyed Impact. I love the Sony Six-Way match. I thought that was just a great exhibition of a bunch of different X Division talent showing what they can do. I thought that was really solid. The Sanjay Dutt celebration I thought was really cool. And Mahabali Shera coming out there, and then Low Ki just, congratulating Sanjay and then turning on him and beating the crap out of Mahabali Shera and Sanjay Dutt, I thought just made him look like a real credible heel. And the fact that they're going to have a match at Slammiversary that's going to be 2 out of 3 falls, I think that's just going to be phenomenal. And it definitely raises the bar for Slammiversary, in my opinion, because I think this has been a really well-built feud. So I'm really looking forward to that. The Knockouts tag team match was pretty disappointing, as it was pretty short. And like you said, Rosemary ate a pin that just looked so insignificant. when it should be significant if she's if she's taking a loss. So that I had a little issue with. The main event was fine for what it was. I actually like the DQ there because there really shouldn't be a conclusion with those 4 in the ring. The conclusion is going to happen July the 2nd at Slammiversary. So I thought that was actually really good booking there. The Mahabali Shera KM match was pretty disappointing, but once again, they're going to pander to the Indian wrestler Mahabali Shera, which I get it. And I mean, KM's kind of a goofy character in itself, so it's not going to really hurt his credibility too bad. Overall, I thought the show was pretty good. I thought it was better than last week. So there was more that I enjoyed from it this week. So I have no complaints. I'd probably give it a 6.5 out of 10 overall. But I enjoyed it, and it got me excited for Slammiversary. Oh, and one last thing, the Joseph Park and Jeremy Borash promo was just fantastic. I think that in itself was a big highlight for me. So, yeah, good 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, actually, real fast, I forgot to put that in there, that Joseph Park and Jeremy Borash stuff. It cracked me up. These skits have been good. Chef, highlights, anything you want to say about it?
I mean, I like both the other 2 previous shows more than this one. I thought this one was pretty good too. I know you guys feel a certain way, and I do agree with you. She shouldn't have been pinned the way she did. But I mean, the only highlight that I fucking was like, holy shit, is when LVN fucking super drop kicked the shit out of Rosemary. I was like, God fucking damn. But I mean, it's a decent show. She shouldn't have been pinned the way she got pinned. I personally like the match, maybe because I'm pro fucking LVN, but it is what it is. I thought it was a decent show. There was nothing I really sat back besides that super drop kick that I was like, holy shit, I can't believe that. But I mean, decent show. It is what it is.
Yeah, actually, what I was actually going to say that in a second, but I agree with you, Chef. I liked the first 2 India shows better than this. Here's some positive news, guys. Like, for 3 weeks in a row, the Impact Wrestling rating has risen. And I thought it was last week, but apparently this week was actually the second highest rated show of the year for Impact. Obviously we're not having like fucking rub it in your face numbers by any stretch of the imagination. But like it's a positive, and props to Impact Wrestling and the roster. So here was the thing I was just going to ask you guys, because like a lot of people are, a lot of wrestling fan or Impact Wrestling fans, man, they haven't been very high on these India shows. And like I get it, like it's not doing them the best benefit to build to Slammiversary, and I think that sucks, and it's a mistake in a way. But dude, to be honest, like I've found these shows like really, really, really fun and entertaining. I said this on the air, but like when I read the spoilers, I kind of thought, man, these tapings sound bad, and maybe it's because I went in with low expectations and didn't expect that much, but I just like sat back watching. I've had fun watching these shows. I've been very entertained. So, Chef, like India tapings, man, are you down on it like most people seem to be, or are you enjoying it?
No, I'm loving it. And I mean, the thing with people is forgetting that we have such a limited roster. There's no Robbie E, no Bram, no Kingston, no Matt Morgan, no Magnus. I mean, there's like 9 to 10, 12 wrestlers that are not there. You know what I mean? There's so many people that are not on that show. So for a limited roster, and for these guys to be putting on the matches they're putting on, it's fucking unbelievable. People need to just fucking look at the product for what it is. It's wrestling. They're cutting great fucking promos, like you just said, the Joseph Park and JB. You know, if people don't even realize JB even had a fucking hip hop reference when he was like, I ain't going out like that. I'm not going out like that. That's Cypress Hill. You know what I mean? Like, I never knew fucking Jeremy Borash would even know who Cypress Hill is. But that's definitely a play into that. Like, these things have been super funny. There have been ways for everybody to be able to interact and have a good time. I mean, you have a success story in fucking Sanjay Dutt. Low key still looks super credible. He's stomping people out. Like, everybody looks good. Is it a good build to Slammiversary? No. But honestly, we know what we're getting. We know we're going to have a crazy match in fucking Lashley and El Patron. You're going to have this fucking massive beef between Storm and EC3. You know, you have this mega fucking tag team match. All right, D'Angelo Williams, we're not sure what he gives you, but let's be honest, at least he's a fucking football player that's about to wrestle and been training in a ring. So I like everything I've seen. It doesn't always got to be the greatest build-up, but we know what the build-up is. We're fucking wrestling fans. Like, if you don't know what the build-up is and you have to be taught and told, well, then you're not that much of a fan. Fucking just get over it. Just enjoy this shit. Like, you fucking people bitch about everything.
You know what makes this Slammiversary special under the Jarrett and Dutch regime compared to past regimes with Dixie and Gaburik is this regime is trying to make this pay-per-view feel special. They're possibly bringing in Shaquille O'Neal. They're bringing in D'Angelo Williams. They're bringing in Lucha Underground stars. I mean, they are trying to make this feel like a big deal, and that's what I feel the past regime wouldn't have done. So the India tapings, they haven't been the greatest, but I think they've done their job as far as trying to sell the matches to you. I love the imagery of the strap between James Storm and EC3. They're really selling that, and that's a good thing. The low-key Sanjay Dutt feud, I think, has been phenomenal, and I think it actually picked up while they were in India. And Alberto El Patron and Lashley, that's been a solid feud. I mean, Lashley has been so dominant, and there's been really nobody that can beat him. And finally, we may have a guy that can finally take the strap off of him. So I actually haven't had a problem with the build-up to Slammiversary. The India shows, I think, you can't do everything that you can do in the States, but for what they've been given, I think they've done a pretty darn good job. And I think some of the vignettes that we've gotten with Joseph Park and Scott Steiner have been awesome. And I think those have added to the match that they're going to have at Slammiversary. So I hope they make an India stop once a year. That'd be pretty cool because I think this has been pretty successful.
Yeah, the one thing that I did point out last time when we did the show is that prior to these India tapings, like, they've honestly done a fantastic job of building to Slammiversary, and I don't want that to be taken away. The only thing really, let's just fucking keep it real. Like, the only thing that's really missing from these India tapings, the build to Slammiversary, we don't have Eddie or Davey Richards' wives. Scott Steiner should be there, but he's not. Maybe some other knockout should have been around, so Rosemary didn't eat a pin. And yeah, I think they've not done as well with James Storm and EC3 as they could have, building them up. I'm a little underwhelmed with Flashy and Alberto myself, but that's just because I think EC3 or James Storm deserve that more. But you know what? Fuck it. It's Impact Wrestling. Dude, this is 15 years. It's 15 years, guys. Impact Wrestling, 15 years. Slammiversary, 15. 2002, this company opened its doors, founded by Double J, Jeff Jarrett, and his dad. When, look, man, WCW, ECW, they folded. Ring of Honor was around earlier before TNA, and I'll be honest, as a big wrestling fan, I was such a much bigger wrestling fan back in 2002 than I am now. I didn't even know who the fuck you were, So I just want to throw it out there. So, look, TNA was the big company, and look, for real, we do this show for Impact Wrestling, TNA Wrestling formerly. We've been through some hard times, some hard years as fans. But we're loyal. We stick around. We love this brand that is apparently the redheaded stepchild of the pro wrestling industry. So look, this is what I want to do, man. No, just don't worry about time. I mean, I want you guys to keep it real because we're doing this for fucking Impact. This is a celebration right now. I'm just gonna have everyone say why do you love this? Just share to us, to Impact Wrestling, to the fans listening, why you love this company and what it means to you. Chef, fuck, man, you're there like every week, dude. You're the face of Impact Wrestling fandom right now. Impact, you love. Tell us about it, man.
Yo, you know what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna make this real, not even that long, but obviously I have an older son. He's a teenager, and when you get to be that teenage age, you're not really trying to hang out with your parents or whatever. And moving to Florida, things got crazy. It was just us out here, and fucking me and my son, we love Impact together. So we come out here, we can go, and all of a sudden, like my whole family got invested in it. My wife didn't even like wrestling. Now she's got fucking Impact shirts. My youngest son, he's got signs going crazy. My oldest son, once again, it gave us something to connect with. So Impact, in a way, actually bring my family, my immediate family closer, because now he was like, hey, I'm gonna go with you guys. We're gonna have fun. We sitting there, we joking around. He got his Eric Young shit at the time, and we're watching all this shit. I'm sitting there laughing, high fiving with my son. One of the greatest moments that I'll ever have in life, and I said thank you to Dixon. I just want to throw it out there on social media and on something I can say it to. When GFW had that angle where they were trying to take over, at the end of it, what people didn't see is she started coming around and high fiving people. She had walked over and had hugged both my kids, and I remember looking at their smiles, and it was so crazy because this is the woman who owns the product, but just to make my kids smile as a dad, it's the only thing you really give a fuck about is when your kids are happy. And the whole ride back, not only did they speak about how crazy the match was, and they were, it was so insane, but they just kept referencing, oh my God, but we got to fucking hug some Dixie Carter, without the cursing, of course. And it was just one of those things as a dad that I was like, man, it's crazy how wrestling can actually keep us connected the way it is. And, like I've met so many good people there, Christy, Jennifer, Jerry, Brian, Sean, all my heel team, 6 people, Steven and his crew. Like, I've met so many good fucking individuals. Some of them I consider family. Impact has done a lot for me in an environment that I never grew up and didn't have shit. I moved out here, had nothing, and now I have like this whole little community because of Impact Wrestling. So I love Impact Wrestling more than just the wrestling aspect. Impact Wrestling gave me family members as well.
My story's in a way kind of similar to Chef's, because when 2001 in April, I call that one of the darkest times in wrestling when WCW got bought out. I was just super pissed off about it, and I honestly felt like I wasn't going to watch wrestling ever again, because I couldn't stand WWE. Even at that time when WWE was actually kind of good, I just couldn't stand the fact that there was one wrestling company. ECW got bought out. I wasn't a huge ECW fan. I watched it even on DirecTV when they had their own 30-minute show every Wednesday night before the TNN, but I was a huge WCW fan. I watched every Nitro, every Thunder, every Saturday night, every Worldwide. I watched it all. And once I saw this, $1 million company backed by Ted Turner go out of business and had most of my favorite wrestlers that I grew up watching, and WWF, Vince McMahon buys out WCW, and he's out there, telling the fans who he should hire and who he shouldn't hire. I just got really disgusted by that. But, I gave it a shot, and I watched WWF for good 2 years after that. And yeah, there were some moments where I liked, but it changed basically all the WCW wrestlers, and they tried to put their WWE spin on things. And I guess I just kind of got tired of it. And lo and behold, I see on wrestling websites around 2004 that this TNA, which they had monthly pay-per-views or weekly pay-per-views, but I never bought them because I was like a junior in high school. I didn't have that much money to be spending pay-per-views. But 2004 rolls around, and I'm out of high school, and I hear on wrestling websites that there's going to be this new show called TNA Impact on Fox Sports Net. It instantly had my attention. And I remember Friday afternoon, at the time I was going to school and I wasn't working. I think I was just in school, not working, and I was able to see TNA on a Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. or 4 p.m., whenever it was. And right then and there, I was instantly hooked. From the first episode they had on Fox Sports Net, I don't think I ever missed an episode since. I've gone to Nashville. I've gone to St. Louis a couple times to see TNA. I've gone down to Florida I've gone to the fan meet and greets, met pretty much the who's who of TNA wrestlers, and it's definitely kept my fandom as a wrestling fan alive, because I don't think I would be a wrestling fan if it wasn't for TNA. I probably would have stopped once WCW went out of business. There's been ups and downs with TNA. There's been some regimes that I haven't liked as much as the previous one. And the current ones we have now, is my favorite regime. But, I stuck with them, and I always found something to like about it. Even though, it was hard times at times, I'm just glad we pulled out of that, and it looks honestly like the company is as healthy as it's been in maybe since the beginning. But so I guess all I'm really trying to say is thank God there's TNA, because I don't think I'd be a wrestling fan right now, and I cannot wait for Slammiversary 15.
That's right. Thank God for TNA. Who doesn't love some tits and ass, right? I don't want to talk a little. Okay, I might talk a little bit long here, but I'm going to try and go as fast as I can here. Move on, because this is a celebration, bitches. But look, Hurl's kind of like you. Look, dude, I'll go back. Like, I started a second company was needed, or more companies, and not because I expected WWF to go as terrible as they did, but because, going way back, man, look how they treated Dusty Rhodes and Shane Douglas as Dean Douglas and Vader. But even recently, close to that, I watched Dean Malenko, Perry Saturn, Taz, more than that, man. Vince just kind of ruined them, man. He made a joke of so many of those guys. And then so all the buyout happens, man. And then okay, dude, Raven, Tommy Dreamer, Scott Steiner, DDP, Mike Awesome, Lance Storm, Just Incredible, Rhino. Just seeing these guys' careers just get ruined and buried over there. It really burnt me, man. Dude, even Buff Bagwell, they fired the guy after one bad match. Come on, man. Everyone has a bad match. It rubbed me the wrong way, and so it was I hear about TNA back in 2002, and I was ecstatic, I didn't, like I said, I didn't even know what ROH was until years later, but when they were doing the weekly Wednesday pay-per-views, I watched a few throughout the years. I loved the potential that I saw. And I'll never forget tuning in and seeing Vince Russo on one of these coming out and saying, the new champion AJ Styles, he's better than Shawn Michaels, he's better than Bret Hart. I rooted for this company. I really wanted them to succeed. And on top of it, man, I would see Raven, Diamond Dallas Page, Sabu, Sandman, Double J. Jeff Hardy was there for a while. Shane Douglas doing interviews. Just these crazy good young talents too that I didn't know much about. But I would hear Hale Saban and see AJ and America's Most Wanted and all that. It was awesome. I was watching Fox Sports 1 regularly, but man, 2006, 2007 is when it really turned the corner for me. Christian had became my favorite wrestler in WWE. And I understood why they didn't put the title on him. But at that time, he had so much momentum, and you could tell this dude was a star and should have been champ. And he comes over to TNA. Around this time, man, for me, TNA was really, it consistently became the better show every week than WWE at that time. It became my brand. It was just a better product. And it was this little company that I watched every week, and then the X Division, they had tag team wrestling was it was dead in the WWE, but they had one of the best tag team divisions ever. They showed me women could wrestle. The talent roster back in those days were just insane. The crowds were insane. The only flaws were just some bad Vince Russo storylines and booking, and Jeff Jarrett kind of burying everyone or pulling the rug out from under him to make sure the title was on him. Those were the only flaws. So 2010, Hogan and Bishop come in. I figured they learned from their mistakes, man, and I was excited. I thought that this was going to be the big thing for TNA. And so here's where I get introduced to the IWC. So I think dude, everyone's got to be in the same boat as me. What wrestling fan isn't excited to maybe see the competition come back? Some real good stuff happening for the wrestling business again. Little did I know how fucking stupid so many wrestling fans are. These WWE fanboys and stuff. They're still stuck in the Monday Night Wars, and they still are today. I just couldn't believe all the hate that I saw for TNA. And it kind of made me, more attached to TNA, man, because I just didn't get it. How in the hell could you want someone to fail again? It made no sense. It's how do they not get its best for the business overall? But it still baffles me to this day. But look, we know where TNA went, but like in 2011, WWE got terrible. And in 2012, I stopped watching for good. A year too late, but I stopped. So basically, basically a lifetime wrestling fan, man. My entire fucking wrestling fandom lives and dies with this company. 2014, man, I almost quit for good. Slammiversary wouldn't have went the way it was. I was gonna pull the plug. Like that John Gabriel shit, that era was fucking terrible. It was the worst wrestling product I've ever seen. But I've watched all my favorites now except for James Storm and EC3 and Davey Richards Lee, but he's retiring. But man, the 2 network changes. I've watched the X division, the tag team division, the knockouts get ruined. The company almost ending last year. But I still stuck around, loyal, man, and just hoping that the company fucking stays above. Like that, it drew me closer, man. The anticipation, it drew me closer and more attached to Impact. And and then we started doing this show last year, doing the HeelCast, the Stephen Rosemary interview. Our listeners, everything I do this show, everyone I do this show with, all you guys, the Twitter people I met, which would be fucking both Chef and Hurls. My girl Nick, that she listens to us every week. She's in the hospital listening to the HeelCast, cheering her up. I mean, the Impact Asylum community, EC3 right now, they make me love this company that much more. And, Jeff Jarrett and Anthem in, and Dixie and Gaburik out, that makes me love this company even more. I guess, the last thing, man, I used to hide my wrestling fandom when I was younger, if you're a wrestling fan back in the days, people would talk shit to you, get bullied, made fun of, whatnot. And my friends that actually love wrestling, they stopped liking wrestling. So I haven't had people to fucking really talk wrestling to my whole life, And then I made the TNAasylum.com community. I started doing the HeelCast, and I have that outlet now to actually talk wrestling. But it just makes me love Impact that much more. And seriously, fuck Pritchard, fuck Dixie, fuck Gaburik. You guys have ruined everything. I'm so fucking glad you're gone. But TNA for life. All right, guys. We're still celebrating. Sorry for that long rant, but look, I want the Impact. I want the HeelCast fans to know and Impact Wrestling to know what they mean to us. So I hope you guys enjoy doing that. So look, here's the other thing, guys. I want to talk about is the prestige of being the champion in this company. I think it's by far the best. And this company gets knocked so much, but one thing that I can say about TNA Impact Wrestling is I think that this company, out of all the others especially, even back in the NWA days, they've respected the guy and they've put the right people on top. I don't think they've done much to take the prestige away from their championship. And I think that's something that totally goes unnoticed. Guys, I'll say this, it's never really been devalued. Eric Young and Matt Hardy at the time they got the belt, no, that was a fucking insult. But look what happened afterwards. Eric Young became the world-class maniac. And he totally was a main eventer, best heel in wrestling. Broken Matt, the biggest thing in last year, and in any company, as much as we hate to say it, and that, because they came that, you can look back and say, okay, these guys were champ, but it's okay, look how they ended. And I think that saved it. Drew Galloway, when they gave him the belt, dude, he was a WWE jobber, but look how much that guy elevated himself and the title belts. I'm just sticking up for some stuff, guys. Lashley was kind of premature, but Lashley is the fucking man now. And then people will say guys like RVD, Magnus, Mick Foley, Bully Ray, dude, RVD's a legend. Magnus totally deserved that belt. They just booked him wrong. Mick Foley's a fucking legend. Bully Ray was by far the best promo and the best heel in wrestling at that time. The only ones I can't really justify are Ron the Truth Killings and now Eddie Edwards. I don't know. I'm gonna do some comparisons, but I'm gonna go to you guys. You feel the same way as me?
You know what? I did actually want to say I agree with everything you said except for the Eddie Edwards thing. I'm actually going to defend him real quick. They did book him wrong. Yeah, I know. They did book him wrong to winning it, and that was my biggest gripe. You don't have someone who had 3-4 consecutive losses in lower divisions win the heavyweight belt against a guy who was unstoppable. That was my beef with it. But anytime you watch an Eddie Edwards match, and this is the one thing I keep trying to remind people, is that this guy puts fucking this incredible effort every time he comes out. You're getting a fucking guy who goes nonstop from start to finish. So if you can't respect that, then you're a piece of shit that don't respect wrestling. I personally like to heckle fucking Eddie Edwards. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm a dick. The guy's a really nice fucking guy. To me, it was the questionable way he won. Like, you had the shady pin count where, it looked like Bobby Lashley got a shoulder up, and they always made it seem like Eddie Edwards wasn't able to beat him without some kind of controversy, and that's what made the reign kind of look bad. But none of those matches sucked. If you watch all those matches, the ending might have been questionable, or however you feel. But go through every one of those fucking matches. By the last time where fucking Bobby Lashley won it, I had to break my own fucking dickhead character there and cheer and clap for Eddie Edwards because this guy put on a hell of a fucking run. Like it, hate it, whatever. Eddie Edwards was a fucking really good champ just because the man put on great matches. And I agree with everything else. I just wanted to address that even with the one guy that I disagree with mostly, the guy still fucking put a hell of a performance. So thank you, Eddie. You already got that on my word, baby.
Real fast forward, let Hurls talk. The reason that I say Eddie Edwards now, because if you remember, like, I justified the Eddie Edwards reign all last year. I didn't have a problem with it, and I wouldn't, but it's the way that Eddie's been booked since he lost the belt. And it's not the fact that he's lost to Davey. It's like he's not, like, even in these X Division matches and stuff like that, that they're going in these battle royals, like, he should be, like, the top guy in there. And he's not winning these matches. But, I mean, the main thing, man, is just getting pinned by fucking Matt Sydal clean. I think that really killed a lot of the credibility for Eddie Edwards. You might say, like Raven Effects being way too like judgmental and picky and whatnot, but dude, like this is a fucking guy who was a mid-carder in the WWE. He was a mid-carder in Ring of Honor. He was a mid-carder his first stint in TNA at the time. Like nothing about that should have had that guy pin your former world champion. And I mean, they can still save Eddie. I feel Eddie is an incredible world champion. He's a fantastic in-ring performer. But like it's killed his credibility, and man, like the way they booked Truth afterwards, I mean, Around the Truth Killings, like that was no main eventer. But Hurls, I'll go to you, man. My apologies. I just wanted to clarify.
I actually liked Eddie Edwards' title reign because I thought he was a pretty good fighting champion. His win kind of came out of nowhere, and maybe it was a little bit of a hot shot, but I think he kind of proved once he did become champion that he deserved it because I thought he put on some tremendous matches. I think actually one of the worst Impact Wrestling title reigns had to have been Chris Sabin. That one was just, they tried to repeat the Austin Aries Bobby Roode from the year before, and I just thought it was a total flop. Not saying Chris Sabin didn't deserve it, it's just the way it was booked. Definitely Magnus's title reign was less to be desired. I would have, hopefully he'll get another chance at it and, being a fighting champion. But the first one was just bad. I mean, all the interference he had to win those matches, it just made him look really weak. I actually enjoyed James Storm's title reign because it led to one of the greatest heel turns of all time in Bobby Roode. So I think he was definitely the catalyst for that, and I thought it was really well done. Probably the only other title run that I maybe didn't like as much was probably Mick Foley's. That one was, I don't know, it just kind of, I mean, I remember when he beat Sting for it. It just kind of was out of nowhere, and I think at that point I don't think he deserved it when you had other guys on the roster that could have had that spot. But other than that, I've pretty much enjoyed everybody who's won it. I think they've all deserved it one way or another. So I got no real complaints about their past champions.
Hurls, I do want to thank you, and I apologize. I 100% forgot about the Chris Sabin world title reign. Yeah, that's a tough one to justify. I mean, I'm a Sabin fan. The dude may have deserved it, but I mean, no. Like, it shouldn't have happened. It really shouldn't have. The Magnus thing, like, here's the thing with Magnus. Like, that title run was fucking terrible. But look, leading up to it, like, Magnus was becoming a star. Magnus established himself. And I think, like, what happened afterwards where the dude was buried in, like, fucking opening explosion, and that was it, to working his way back on his own, having a fucking great feud with Bram, taking a kind of a fucking what was good feud with James Storm that went to real shit with some train tracks. But then still elevating it and having a fantastic match. I think Magnus really salvaged himself. And like Mick Foley, like it did add credibility to that belt. And, like, I don't think the guy was packing it in, but yeah, he was old over the hill, shouldn't have been champ, but like he's a fucking legend, and it did add some credibility. You guys, what do I want to say though? Like, and I don't want to like beat the dead horse on this topic and spend too much longer, but I want to give TNA the fucking justice they deserve. So let's just compare a couple other companies here and what they've done to their world title, because look, Ring of Honor, which is supposed to be like so prestigious and whatnot, dude, they've had low key. Fucking Jamie Noble has been the Ring of Honor world champion. Homicide, Jerry Lynn, Kyle O'Reilly. Like, Kyle O'Reilly, there's nothing special about the guy. Like, nothing is like fucking world champ. Jamie Noble, give me a break. Dude, I'm a fan of Homicide, but the guy's no world champ. And I'm a big fan of Low Key and Jerry Lynn. Those aren't like, nothing about those guys is fucking world champion. And, let's go to the big one here. Dude, this belt, the WWE, this belt has lost so much fucking prestige. Like, it's a fucking abomination. Look, they may have never had Vince Russo or David Arquette as their champion, but like, it's less value than that WCW title was anymore, in my opinion. Look, in both of their belts, the first two they had, like the world title that was the WCW one and the WWE championship, dude, like, you put it on the Great Khali, who like may be massive and probably could kick some ass maybe, but like, dude, he can barely walk. The Miz, you put your fucking championship and you headline WrestleMania, you put it on a guy who was a fucking reality TV star for a TV network that is literally entitled and catered to fucking teenage skanks. Embarrassment. Like, the biggest slap in the face ever. That's when I was like, fuck this company for real. Dolph Ziggler, Jack Swagger, Husky Harris, and Jinder Mahal. Just give me a break. And now it's so much worse. It's like does the WWE Championship actually exist anymore? It's like there's just a fucking red and a blue one. Like, really? There's nothing to it, man. Like, AJ Styles was a world championship, but like, honestly, being the world champion in WWE now is like the equivalent of being the fucking European championship back in the days. Like, you're nothing. And like, being a 10 to 15 time world champion is common now. Like, it's a joke. And like, I look back, man, as a longtime WWF fan, like, and the guys that have held this belt now, and I think like Roddy Piper, fucking Andre the Giant, Mr. Perfect, Ted DiBiase, Rick Rude, Jake the Snake, Scott Hall, Goldust, none of those guys were like big enough to become champion, and it was so prestigious back then, and now it's just such a slap in their face, dude. And like, I hate that company. So look, basically what I'm saying, man, like, when Pro Wrestling Illustrated comes out and they refuse to acknowledge the TNA Impact World Heavyweight Championship is a legitimate championship in this business, I understand it's a fucking fake sport. It's an insult, and it pisses me off. And it's the shit that contributes to holding this company down, man. And they did it because EC3 was the fucking champ. EC3, really? Like, that was what set him over. I don't know if any of you guys like want to chime in on this. We should probably move on, but I want to give this some props, and it just something that pissed me off. We're talking Impact's history. Chef, you got anything, man?
I just don't know how Goldust got in his name was Roddy Piper.
How we got in there with Piper?
Yeah, like, you had all these like mega, like, I'm the biggest Ted DiBiase. Like, growing up, the $1 Million Man was my all-time favorite wrestler growing up as a little kid. And then you had all these like super dope names, and then Goldust. I was like, wait, who? Like, Goldust just got in the same category as Andre the Giant, Roddy Piper, and fucking $1 Million Man. What the fuck?
I see what you mean, man, and I kind of hesitate to put it in there, but dude, Goldust was so over, dude. Like, at the time, and I don't know. And just looking at some of the people that have held the belt now, I mean, you can't tell me Goldust ain't better than some of those dudes. But sure, Chef, go ahead. My bad, Chef.
No, I completely agree. I mean, you got Steroid Mahal. I mean, even when you had AJ Styles run, now, mind you, I don't watch the shit, but a lot of people I fuck with on social media doing. Everybody was bitching about the no chin guy. I can't remember his name, but he looked like the ultimate scrub. Like, if you seen this guy in the street, he would look like some random guy walking down like an outdoor mall or something. I mean, it's a fucking complete joke. Fuck WWE. They're super big pockets. Everybody's like, hey, I want this guy to come, and this guy, and that guy, and this guy, and that guy. You got like 500 members on your roster. So what are all these mega names eventually going to be doing? Jobbing to each other? Like, I mean, you have Drew Galloway, who left from, I guess, Monday Night Raw, I think it was, got booted from playing fucking air guitar. Impact resurrecting his career, and now he's in NXT in a developmental. So you left from the main roster and somehow worked your way backwards, and you're legit again? Like, how are you legit, done? You in the fucking developmental. You know what I mean? Like, Eric Young's like 30-something years old. I love Eric Young. how you got this guy in developmental blows my mind. Bobby Roode. Like, you got all these legit stars, but once again, they don't know how to use their guys. Fuck WWE, fuck ROH, fuck New Japan too. If you got a problem with me, it's Chef at Chef_IHR. If you really want to say something because I'm dissing your fucking New Japan, fuck them too. And fuck the club with no bullets too.
Rose, anything to chime in, man? How do you beat that shit for real?
Both of yours, man. I don't know. I'm probably gonna be the median right here. But I'm just gonna say that some of those ROH heavyweight champions that you mentioned, Raven, I actually didn't mind. From what I hear, Jamie Noble actually had a really good Ring of Honor run, and he put on really, really great matches. And I believe at that time, most of their champions were in the cruiserweight division. So that's probably why Low Key and Jamie Noble did win their title. And by the way, I wouldn't actually mind seeing Low Key get the Impact World title someday. But I don't know if it'll ever happen. But if it's booked properly, the way he looked like this past Impact, I could definitely see it happening. The way he took out Shira and Sanjay Dutt, he looked like a total badass. So I wouldn't actually mind that. But WWE, there's a lot of bad champions. The Miz, he probably holds the worst WrestleMania of all time when he was champion. WrestleMania 27 was horrible, just horrible. And you mentioned a guy like Goldust. Yes, he was mega over in the mid 90s, not the watered down version you see today. Goldust had a lot of potential. I felt like he got screwed over big time. If you look at some of his work in WCW, he was tremendous. He had a couple stints in TNA. The Black Rain, that didn't go over so well, but Dustin Rhodes is a hell of a worker, and I feel like it's a shame that he didn't get the title at some point in his career. Razor Ramon, a.k.a. Scott Hall, he should have had the WCW world title at one point, but, his addiction kind of got the best of him, so he never won it. But I also agree with you that guys get title reigns so fast nowadays. It's just don't mean as much anymore. It's just like guys are winning titles left and right, and they're almost just used as props. Back in the early 90s, wrestlers would they would hold on to these titles for well over a year at times. So it's not the same anymore. And I understand there's more pay-per-views, there's more shows for them, but I think sometimes less is more, and you're seeing how much better Impact pay-per-views are being built up compared to WWE pay-per-views. They're just WWE pay-per-views. They got pay-per-view every week, and it seems, so that's a problem in general. But I do got to disagree with you on one thing, Raven. I agreed with about 90% of what you said, but when you said Husky Harris, you're talking about his old gimmick. His new gimmick, Bray Wyatt, that guy can talk. I think he's a solid worker. I'm actually glad he won the title. I don't think he's used as well as he should be in WWE. I wouldn't mind seeing him in Impact Wrestling. I think he could do even more crazy stuff than he did in WWE. And you know how toned down WWE is. Just imagine what he could do in Impact Wrestling.
Fat asses, Scott Steiner. That's what that guy is. And from what I say, he's a jobber. They got the belt, lost it a month later. But we're not analyzing the WWE and their title. Basically, look, the point I'm fucking proving and saying here, man, like, just to kind of recap a couple things. Except what you said, dude, if The Miz wanted to fight me on the street or in a bar, I would not be fucking afraid of that guy. I would whoop his ass. Eddie Edwards was also a Ring of Honor champ. Roderick Strong as well. I don't know if that's that world champion kind of credibility. But, like, look, there could be worse, and there's been worse. And Low Key is TNA World Champ. But basically what I'm saying, and the point that we're trying to prove here, dude, is the TNA Impact Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, it's the most prestigious championship in wrestling, in my opinion. And I think, like, there's enough proof there. So, like, all these people hating on Impact and stuff, like, there's another point about how good this company actually is. Look, and here's the thing, like this other thing I want to say, look, TNA is the fucking redheaded stepchild of wrestling. This company gets so much hate that I've never seen anything like this. Company that can ever. They may be super far up. This is the only company that can ever be competition to the WWE. And like these WWE Universe fanboys, these marks on the internet, they're still stuck in the Monday Night Wars, and they hate it. They hate this company because for some reason they don't think that anyone should ever be competition to Vince. They want WWE to run everything, and they shouldn't hold down this company for no reason other than the fact that wrestling is their life, and someone's getting a snack on the other line. But they hate this shit, and it's sad. And Impact has to suffer and go through so much hate and critique. But this WWE has literally done everything that they have could. Like WWE hates TNA. They've done everything they can to try and kill them, and they almost did. They've done so many things like under the table blackball type of shit that people don't even realize. But this company still fights, even despite the fact that Dixie Carter did everything she could to help ruin that. I mean, the WWE smelled the fucking blood in the water with Dixie, and they went for the prey, and they almost got it. And these dirt sheets, I'll be honest, like I think at least at the start, my honest to God assumption is they were probably getting a little bit of side money. Probably don't need to pay a lot of these companies, these internet sites, a whole lot of money to get them to badmouth TNA and kind of hold them back and hold them down. I'm pretty sure that at least at some point was happening. I don't know if that's still the case, but look, they've done enough damage with a lot of the hardcore wrestling fan base. But the bottom line, man, like New Japan Pro Wrestling, that literally globally they will never, ever fucking compete with the WWE. You could give New Japan Pro Wrestling a fucking time, like a primetime time slot on a great network here in the United States, they wouldn't fuck with Impact numbers. That's for real. New Japan, it doesn't transcend, and it won't transcend globally like Impact can. Ring of Honor, dude, your fucking indie shit, like it doesn't fucking work. It doesn't. You may have some great matches, it does not fucking work. And you know what, like the casual fans, I've had casual fans that just say like they tune in between the two, like everyone, like Ring of Honor looks fucking third rate, and it does. We'll move on from this topic. We really will, and get into like some more shit because I know we're running late. But anyone have something real fast that they feel they need to add to that or anything along those lines?
What's up, bitches?
What's up, Kyle? You have anything to add about why people hate TNA so much?
I mean, I love TNA, so who cares what they think? Well, I mean, Impact Wrestling. TNA is dead. Just pop it in real quick to make sure everything's still good. Everything's recording. You guys are good. Everything looks all right. Just wanted to say what's up to the HeelCast Nation.
HeelCast Nation, thank Kyle for recording this special show. This is probably going to be super long and hopefully it doesn't get boring. But Kyle, give this man some love, everyone.
Yeah.
Hit him up on YouTube and Twitter and give him a big thank you and a kiss from the HeelCast. Tell him Raven FX.
That's a little creepy, but, I got to go back to crack dealing. I mean, my job. I got to go. I'll see you guys later.
Singing them rocks. Chef, anything?
I just wanted to make a stupid plug. Because what would it be like, Chef, on a podcast without saying brand for champ?
Hurls, like anything super fast you want to add to why people hate Impact?
No, I just want to say that I agree with you about Ring of Honor, New Japan. I don't think New Japan translates to a casual audience. I think it translates to just wrestling purists. Nothing wrong with that, but it's not going to win over the majority of the wrestling fans. I think Lucha Underground's just too out there to really take seriously. Their storylines are just beyond crazy. No, I think Impact Wrestling is where it's at. I think you get everything you would want in a wrestling program out of Impact. So it's definitely my go-to wrestling show.
All right. So we spent way too much time on that. Ran a little bit longer. May have flopped a little bit than I planned, but again, it's a celebration. We were going fucking in depth, but guys, it is the half-year recap, man. Half of 2017 is already over. Isn't that some crazy-ass shit? Like, is this year flown by, too? I'm going to take that as a yes and someone wants to answer. So, look, let's just hop into it, man. Half year. Look, most improved so far. Let's save time. Let's not do a whole lot of analyzing and shit. If you have a sentence or two to back it up. But, Hurls, we'll start with you on this one. Your most improved wrestler so far.
Well, most improved, when I was looking down at it and I was looking at all the names that have so far half a year, I got to go with Laurel Von Ness. The way her character has just taken off in 2017, I think it's great. From what she was doing last year, spoiled rich girl, to hot mess with a wedding dress, I think she's been phenomenal. And it's not necessarily even showing off her wrestling skills that's been great. It's just the character she's portrayed. And as of right now, she's my most improved so far.
Chef?
All right. I was gonna say Crazy Steve because like I was super high on Crazy Steve this year, but he's no longer there. So I'm definitely gonna agree with LVN because LVN, the Hot Mess Express, has been killing it. So I'm gonna keep it short.
I just wrote in the comments, damn it, Hurls. And now I have to say, damn it, Chef. It's a fucking runway, man. Laurel Van Ness, for sure. And it's strictly character related. I will say this, and I guess we can call this a knock on the new regime, man, but last year at this time, there was a lot of options. And I don't know if it's the fact that the roster is too deep and we're not getting to see too many people get a chance to come out, but this was a hard one to pick. She's strictly winning it on character. My other thing was maybe Andrew Everett. But I don't really think the dude is improved. I just think they're actually using him. Or they started to, but it's Laurel by far. So the best moment of 2017 so far, Chef, your best moment, man.
Wow. You know what? I'm gonna say when Low Key came back and won the belt because I'm such a low key. No man, Jesus fucking Christ. Nah, you know what? Gee, damn. Now I'm in a bad spot. I'm stuttering my words. I sound like a fucking retard.
I thought there was a big spider or something.
Nah, man, I was just hyped up on Low Key, but I remember getting super crazy hyped up when fucking LAX came out. You know what, man? Forget it. Just call me a dun on this one because I got too many to call for one.
Your partner in crime, Kyle. I didn't let him get away with that shit last night when he tried to go in the middle, but I'll let you have two. So Hurls, we'll kick it over to you.
I'm sorry, I missed the part. What award are we doing right now?
For fuck's sake, Hurls, check your itinerary. No, it's the best moment of 2017 so far for you.
Oh yeah, okay, that's what I thought it was. Wow, there's a lot to pick, but I'm not going to take the cop-out answer. I'm going to actually go with Scott Steiner returning to Impact Wrestling.
Nice.
Main reason, because of all the crap that went down between him and, TNA at the time with the lawsuit, him burying Hogan, Hogan, kind of being fake about the whole situation. The fact that Scott Steiner's back in Impact Wrestling was my biggest moment because I assumed he'd probably come back with, his relationship with Jeff Jarrett, but I never saw it coming. So I got to say Scott Steiner coming back, but there's a lot to choose from. So, but that's mine.
Yeah, that was a shocker. It was a shocker, although, a couple hours prior to the word coming out on the spoilers, I actually knew about it because, some dude I know keeps a gangster around there in Orlando. May have ran into Scott Steiner and kind of gave us a heads up, so I was kind of marking out before anyone knew about it. Thanks, Chef. Moment for me, man, without a doubt, Sanjay Dutt. I guess the opposite of what Chef said with Low Key winning it. Sanjay for me. I've been wanting that to happen for years. The real tears, man, those tears were real. Dude finally becomes X Division champion after all these years, man. Put prestige back to the X Division. Sanjay for me. We're going to go comeback of the year. We'll go Hurls, comeback of the year so far.
Comeback of the year. There's quite a few options since we've seen a lot of wrestlers come back that used to be in Impact Wrestling, but I would definitely say my comeback of the year when it's all said and done. And this is a close one, but I'm gonna give you a straight answer here. I'm gonna go Conan. I think Conan has stepped back into that LAX role, and he's killing it week in and week out. And I love the vignettes that they're doing in the LAX clubhouse. But yeah, it was a tough one, and I'm sure you guys are gonna say probably my second favorite comeback so far. But I'm gonna go Conan right now as comeback of the year, even though he's only a manager.
All right, I'm going to keep this real short and sweet because I definitely was going to say Conan, but I don't want to agree with everything that we all keep talking about because I love Conan, but I'm definitely going to Homicide New York all day, baby.
Sure, there's so much wrong with that answer, but I also love Homicide and want to see the dude actually do something. But I'm glad he's back. I'll say that. I just want to see him back in the ring. For me, it's low key. He's had the great X Division matches. I'm a big low key fan. Won that belt, had some good matches. So low key for me. Look, we're gonna go with I guess we can call it rookie, but really newcomer of the half year. Look, honest to God, man, like it's Alberto El Patron. Like no one can dispute or argue that. Like that dude's made. He's a guy getting the push. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this newcomer rookie of the half year, not named Alberto El Patron. Chef.
I'm going to go with, you know what, I'm going to take Diamante. I think Diamante is the baddest chick on the planet. I'm a huge fan of her. I think she's super awesome and talented. So I'm going with Diamante.
I'm going to go with big old Moobs boy himself, Congo Kong. Oh, yeah. That's not my pick, though he is up there. I would say my rookie/newcomer of the year would definitely have to be, I mean, Matt Seidel's not technically a newcomer rookie, so I can't go with him. I'm going to go with Desmond Xavier. I think he personifies what the X Division is. I'm not saying the other guys don't, but he's a guy that can keep the division going forward for the next 10 years. This guy has got all the tools, and he's explosive, and the things he can do in the ring are phenomenal. So I'm going Desmond Xavier.
Look, old name, brand new guys. There's guys that are entertaining your fucking balls off. The new LAX newcomers of the year, man. I'm enjoying the hell out of those guys. Look, let's go to the biggest story of 2017 so far. Hurls, we'll go to you.
Well, unfortunately, it's just the storyline that will never die. It's the ongoing saga between Rebby Hardy, Matt Hardy, and Anthem. I just don't see there really being any other story, unfortunately, that trumps this, because it's just every freaking week. And mostly this is due to wrestling websites that get their rocks off about Matt Hardy having a TNA gimmick in the WWE. I find that funny, and it's generally the pro WWE websites too. But this Matt Hardy Impact Wrestling drama, this has definitely been the biggest news story. There's been a lot of good stuff for Impact Wrestling. There's been tons, but unfortunately, this always seems to be the main headline. So I would say this is the biggest news story so far of 2017.
I'm easily going with Davey and Eddie and the wives. I think fucking Angelina Love has been the best in this whole storyline. I love what she's doing. Davey is crazy aggressive. Eddie is a fucking maniac out there. Poor Alicia's getting put through fucking tables, watching her man get fucking beat up and handcuffed and knocked out by Angelina Love. Like, this has been amazing. The whole broken thing, that's the thing of the past. If we don't bring it up, if you don't read into this stuff, no one will care. It's the people that keep bringing it up, like we just did, that actually make it effective. You know what I mean? So let's just stop talking about that bullshit. And definitely, to me, it's Davey and Eddie and the wives of this lone wolf and all this other craziness.
Man, for me, it's no doubt it's the Hardys, the Broken Hardy, all that shit. I'm gonna take a different perspective here real fast, and like, we can't be talking much longer because we got a lot. Like, we're fucking running so long. We still got so much show. But Chef, I told you I was gonna do this. Do for real. Like, anyone that wants to try and still fucking blame Anthem and Ed Nordholm and Impact Wrestling and say that they're in the wrong for this, you can't anymore. Fuck you, for real. Seriously, I swear to God, like, they turned out, like, all the stuff that we found out, like, Anthem and Impact were so in the right the entire time, man. Like, people say Impact was getting heat for getting Ring of Honor's pay-per-view pulled and like, burning a bridge there. No, it was Ring of Honor burning the bridge with Impact. Ring of Honor was in on it. They totally were fucking over Impact Wrestling. So they could let WWE have it. Like, Ring of Honor is so fucking in WWE's pocket, or yeah, like it's just fucking ridiculous. Like, this company, they knew what they were doing. They stab Impact in the back. They let the Hardys come do that for a 1-month contract so they can try and sell pay-per-views for one fucking show, knowing that they're gonna take that shit and go to WWE to bury, like, Impact, because, well, I don't know, ROH still has a grudge with Impact because they want to be number 2 so bad. Who competes? Who is proud to say we're number 2? It's not number 1. You fucking retards. If Ring of Honor would actually work with Impact, maybe they could stop being WWE's bitch and getting raped by them all the time, but they don't. They're so fucking proud of it. So fuck Ring of Honor. I really had a problem with just the fan base, but fuck that company now. And the thing is, like, they knew what they were doing. They knew our fucking Impact over, but they also knew it was going to be a fuck Impact night, and they let Bully Ray go out and say what he said, so they get the fuck TNA chants going on top of it to get even more smarks to be on WWE's side and anti-TNA. And I called this on this show. And Ed Nordholm and Impact and all them knew it too. If you thought for a fucking second that the Hardys were sticking with Ring of Honor and not fucking over everyone to go back to WWE to strengthen their fucking stranglehold, you were fucking stupid. It was obvious. So stop. Anyone, like, all these people, fucking Impact doesn't respect their fans. Impact, no, they don't. They don't fucking respect the Hardys. They don't respect the WWE. They don't respect Ring of Honor. They respect their fans. What they did was out of respect for their company and their fans. What they did was to keep their company afloat, to keep their fans satisfied. So, yes, thank you, Ed. Thank you, Impact. Fuck you, Rebby. Fuck you, Ring of Honor. Fuck you, Broken Matt. Tag team of the year so far. Chef.
LEX, that's all I'm going to say. It's not even close.
Now I'm going to say exactly what Chef said.
LAX.
All right. And you know, like, guys, we're far behind. We're running way late, so let's just say the names. Let's not do too much analyzing. If you got a sentence or two, throw it in there. But we're not going to analyze much more of this. Feud of the year so far, Hurls.
Feud of the year so far, I would definitely have to go with Davey versus Eddie, just because of the long buildup this has had. But you know, there's another one, but I don't want to give it away in case you guys. So you can say what your feud of the year is.
That's mine. Davey versus Eddie so far, by far. Chef?
It's Chef versus Eddie Edwards. No, I'm only playing. It's Davey and Eddie.
And, man, the match has been great, and I can't wait for Slammiversary. I think it has the potential to steal the show. We're going to move on to the match of 2017 so far. Chef, you've kind of been live for all of them, man. What you got?
Well, I want to say the first Jade versus Rosemary. You know what? I'm staying with Jade versus Rosemary, the first one.
Hurls?
I'm actually going to go with a different take. This was on a one night only. I want to say March one night only, or April. It was one or the other, but it was a heavyweight title match between Bobby Lashley and Moose. I thought it was the best one of their encounters so far. If you haven't seen this one, definitely check it out. It was a one night only between Bobby Lashley and Moose for the heavyweight title.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard a lot about it. I need to check it out at some point. Mine's a toss-up, Eddie Edwards and Matt Sydal. And then the other one I have is also from a one night only, but it's one night only live. It's also involving Moose, but it was that match with Mike Bennett. I think that was awesome as well. But really, like, all I'm going to say, man, is last year there were a lot more match of the year contenders from now. And I hope Slammiversary changes that because this is a wrestling company and wrestling's improved, but there's nothing really standing out that much. 2017 knockout of the year so far, Hurls.
Well, my 2017 knockout of the year, it's going to be the same as my most improved. It's going to be Laurel Von Ness. I think just, Rosemary's kind of taken a different turn this year. Allie hasn't been, showcased as much. I think Laurel Von Ness has definitely proved that she's a unique talent and can do many different things. And besides be a phenomenal wrestler. And I think her character's coming out.
Chef?
It's easily LVN for me. That's all I'm going to
say. For me, it's Rosemary, without a doubt. Let's go with wrestler of the year so far, Chef. Who you got on that one?
Going with the big homie Bram, just because I'm super biased.
All right. Jesus, Chef. Hurls.
Oh boy, wrestler of the year so far. This is kind of tough for me since we've gotten a different. We've had a regime change in the middle of it, but as of right now, wrestler of the year, I'm going to go James Storm.
Look, for me, man, it's not as easy as it should be. Like, no one's really sticking out that much to me. I don't think. And again, I guess a little bit of a knock of the new regime, but they are using a lot of people, which I'm not going to knock. But man, for me, it's Moose. Moose has been probably the most active guy out there. I think he's had the best matches with the most people. So for me, it's Moose by far right now. So look, let's go to the MVP of Impact Wrestling so far. Hurls, who you got?
I wasn't very keen on him coming in, but I knew he was a big name. I think the MVP right now is Alberto El Patron. He's been featured in quite a few matches, and they've always been high profile. And for the most part, he's always delivered. I'm going to go Alberto El Patron, closely followed by Bobby Lashley.
I'm going to say LAX because what I think they're doing is phenomenal work. I mean, El Patron is legit, but LAX is just on a whole different level.
I want to say Moose because of the wrestling aspect, but I'm going to say this. Like, I don't know how to actually say this or like who to give it to, but I'm either going to say like whoever is in charge of like talent relations, bringing in the actual Impact Wrestling talent, or the entire roster. Because look, Hardy's, Mike Bennett, Maria Kanellis Bennett, Drew Galloway, they all left. We haven't even seen Gail Kim this year. We didn't get the Allie versus Maria blow off that we were supposed to get. So like the fact of the matter, man, is like we're not really missing a beat. I don't know that we have the star power, but this show isn't missing a beat, and I think this is the best that Impact Wrestling has been in a long time. So there's that, man. There's a potential that this show may be split up into two parts, so we're going to say at the 2-hour, 3-minute mark of this phone call, we may start part 2 just to give Kyle a heads up. So look, just in case. All right, everyone, this is Raven Effect with Hurls and Chef as we're going to start part 2 of our Impact Wrestling cavity search analysis here. We've been running very long, and look, truthfully, for the sake of this phone call, we can't be on the phone too long, although we still got a lot of shit to talk about. So look, guys, I want to talk about this. So the Wolves, Davey and Eddie, are everyone's feud of the year so far. They've been in Impact since 2014, but look, after seeing these guys actually split up and be used, my question here is, have the Wolves really been wasted the entire time they've been in Impact Wrestling? I mean, this is Davey Richards' last year wrestling, we're supposed to assume. Just looking back, man, do you think these guys have been wasted? I'm going to go to Chef.
No, actually, I don't. Like, I actually started getting tired of the Wolves. It was just like, for me, it was very repetitive. So I'm loving both of their runs. I'm loving what Eddie's doing. I'm loving what Davey's doing. I think, personally, I love them separately by themselves, and I think it's just way better.
I kind of want to touch on couple points here. There was actually a follow-up interview with Davey Richards, and they asked him that same question. So is this your last year? He said, no, if everything goes well and I'm injury-free, I could wrestle more than a year. He said he could wrestle for 2, maybe 3 more years. He says he doesn't foresee himself wrestling for another 5. But he says he was very grateful for what Impact's allowing him to do with his medical career and whatnot. So I just kind of wanted to follow up on that. So it doesn't necessarily mean this is his last year. Also, his Davey Richards' new theme music is awesome, and I just want to let everybody know that Impact Wrestling has released a new. I don't really want to say CD, so I'll say they have released some new theme songs, new album. I believe they have 10 new theme songs they released. So if you guys want to pick those up, like I did, I definitely think you should, because Davey Richards' new theme song is awesome. It's also got Allie's on there, Rosemary's. It's got pretty much all the ones they have not released yet. It's a really good album. I suggest you purchase it.
So like here's my take, man. I feel like from 2014 they kind of wasted him. I'm glad to hear about Davey Richards, because I've always been a Davey guy, and Davey Richards has flip flopped on this retirement stuff a lot in the past. He got accepted into medical school, so I kind of felt like, okay, this is the time he's going to do it. I hope not, but look, until they were forced to really use Eddie Edwards solo, I think they kind of wasted him. If you look back on it, man. Look, the one guy that I saw one match of this guy. And for years I was saying, this is the one guy I wish TNA could get, because he could just fucking be a game changer. And that was Davey Richards. The very first time I ever saw this guy wrestle, there was just something about him to me. What I felt should have been done, and I've said this on the show last year, is I feel like they should have kept the Wolves together, like as a tag team, but let them do solo shit on the side, and then come back, keep that tag team thing going, and not actually split them up. Like if it's Davey's last year, then fine. Look, we've seen that. Davey versus Eddie, one night only stuff, seen at Ring of Honor, so that's why I was saying, like, we don't have to do that. Look, man, they wasted them. Like, they really didn't have much of anything for them to wrestle. Like, they spent most of their years wrestling, like, nobody. Like, there was no tag teams, period, or wrestling against a fucking bromance. They briefly had the Hardys in 3D, and like, the Dirty Heels for a small amount. And then they got, like, one match with Decay, one with Beer Money. Trevor Lee and Brian Myers randomly. I mean, get the fuck out of here. In John Burek, like, you had bad influence. Nothing happened but one night only match. You had the Beatdown Clan. None of those guys challenged them. The Revolution had nothing, and the Wolves had no one to challenge. You couldn't throw Sonata and Matic. Bram and Magnus weren't thrown together. Fucking EC3 and stuff. Like, they had so many options, but they just didn't do shit for the Wolves. And I just think if you were not going to do shit with the tag team division that entire time, so why not utilize these two and let them shine the way that they needed to do. I mean, we had X Division champion, King of the Mountain champion, all that shit waiting to happen with these guys. It's a shame that we never got Davey Richards against Kurt Angle. It's a shame that Davey Richards and Austin Aries was never a big feud for this company. And again, man, this is probably going to be my theme for the night, but fuck Dixie and fuck Gaburek. Like, I can look back and I got nothing fucking positive overall to say about that fucking regime. I'm so glad that they're gone, guys, and that's why we celebrate an Impact. So look, we got new talent, some talents left. We're just kind of break down the division a little bit, like piece by piece here. Chef, what's your thoughts on the current Impact Wrestling Tag Team division? I think everyone's going to kind of agree this is the weakest division here.
Oh, I don't know, man. I'm actually loving the tag team division. I mean, I like VOW, I like Reno Scum, I like Falaba and Mario Baccara, Laredo Kid, Garza Jr., LAX. Who am I missing? There's probably somebody else, but whatever. But I mean, I'm enjoying it so far. I like what's going on, and I think it's going in the right direction. I mean, because previous we had 3 tag teams. We had Decay, who was jobbing out, DCC, who was jobbing out. We had the Broken Hardys. So I think it's a process. I think they're coming up, and I think this is the right step. LAX is dominating at the top. I mean, VOW is a hell of a team. I like it. I think it's getting back to where it needs to be.
I think the tag team division I agree with Chef. I think the tag team divisions just kind of suffered from some unfortunate circumstances. I think there's a lot of good tag teams that they're bringing in, especially this Lucha Underground tag team. They're going to bring in some Pro Wrestling Noah guys. I like the direction where they're headed. I also wanted to mention, we forgot to mention this in the chat or the news part, but I believe Bound for Glory is going to happen in November this year. So I think that was kind of interesting. Also, I believe I heard there's also going to be a higher focus on AAA versus Impact. So I think we're going to see some more Lucha Underground, more AAA guys come in. So I think that's only going to bolster the tag team division. I don't think it's, I don't think it's where it's it needs to be, but I think it's headed there.
All right. We're going to have to kind of, guys, we got to speed up. Like, it's midnight for Chef. You got to be up early. So, like, we got to cut down our analysis, and we ran a little bit late. So, look, tag team division, man, I think it's got to improve. There are some good teams, but there's lacking a lot of teams, especially with injuries. I think you can throw Bram and Magnus, Outlaw Inc., Cam, and Congo Kong and some others together. VOW, I think they passed the eye test. Garza and the Laredo Kid, we'll see some more guys come in, but I think they need the most. They need talent upgrade there, man. Look, X Division. I think it's the most improved and promising thing out there, especially if we get ACH and this Guevara guy. I'd like to see Zenshi or Shinron come in. Trent Beretta is a guy that I'd love to see them get at some point. I think he could be the face, but man, it's looking up. The X Division's back to what it used to be. Chef, anything you want to say? And Chef, man, if you got to go anytime on this call, just we understand, man.
Nah, in a little bit I'll drop out, but I mean, listen, Desmond Xavier is legit. I mean, low key, having Sanjay Dutt back. I don't know how long he's gonna be back because I know he's part of the creative for the X Division. But all these guys, Matt Seidel, Eddie Edwards, I mean, the list goes on, and just adding more pieces for what made Impact what it was the X Division, and for a long time, Gabor just kind of fucking dropped an egg on it and really shitted on it. And then we had that stupid ass Team X Gold garbage. So now looking at it with the talent we have and the young youth on the roster, I think the X Division is going to take fucking Impact back to where it used to be.
Charles?
I think the X Division is just amazing. I think once the new regime took over, they instantly made that part of their focus, signing a bunch of different guys. Matt Seidel was a great hire, low key, Sanjay Dutt, Desmond Xavier, even the guys they had, DJ Z, Andrew Everett, Trevor Lee, these guys were all great assets to the company. Even a guy like Caleb Conley, who's, you can use him in many different facets. So I love the fact that who they're all bringing in and who they're probably going to bring in the future. Even guys like Laredo Kid and Garza Jr., phenomenal.
The Knockouts division, I thought that this division was really stacked and deep. I looked at it the other day, and really there's not a lot to it. They need some new talents in there. They also need to use Diamante. They need to use MJ Jenkins. Do something with my girl, the redhead girl, Brandy Lauren or whatever it was on there. So it looks like Chef has checked out a little bit. So, and Hurls, we still got to wrap up a little bit quicker than how we're going too, man. So Chef, thank you. It's been a long fucking show, long fucking night, but Hurls, Knockouts division, man, what you got?
It needs to improve. I think the India tour kind of halted what they could do with it. But they definitely need to add some new knockouts, and they need to be given more time. Hopefully Impact can somehow find a second show, because that would be really beneficial.
Yeah, it would be nice. Wishful thinking, of course. The main roster, I think it's strong right now, and I'm always very positive to get more talent added to it, but I think it's the strongest as it has been in a long time. I think Chris Adonis needs to stop getting pushed the way that he is. Not that he's a main eventer, but better options out there. We might see someone like a Jack Swagger at some point or whatnot, but it's definitely a much improved roster than it has been in the past. Do you agree?
Oh, by far. I just think they need to establish the Grand Championship division a little bit better. It should be guys that are you're trying to groom for the heavyweight championship. So I hope to see they do that.
All right, so look, Hurls, let's move to the next point here. So let's just compare like this Anthem regime versus last year and the previous years. Just a couple things here on the roster. Who do you think has benefited or gained the most from this new regime?
Are you like a specific wrestler?
Or wrestlers, period, I'll say mine, and I'll let you kind of follow my lead here. So, look, who I think has benefited or gained the most from this new regime, Sienna. After Maria lost, she's I think she's probably benefited the most. Laura Van Ness, who's gotten time to actually shine. Josh Matthews and Jeremy Borish with the TV time. James Storm, he's done with DCC. He's not struggling with Jesse Goddard. He's kind of upper mid-card main event push. And maybe the most of all is the X Division. The X Division actually getting that fucking push, being utilized again, kind of going back to its roots. So that for me, like, who's gained the most so far?
Well, I think like James Storm, the X Division, definitely. Tag team division, I think they were definitely trying to help it out more. I think Bobby Lashley has pretty much stayed the same. A lot of the new guys, obviously, the ones they brought in. Thankfully, after we see his true colors, it's not about Gregory Shane Helms anymore. That guy, wow, what a backstabber. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much what I think about some of the guys who have benefited since the new regime.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And now we'll switch it over here about who you think has lost the most from this new regime. I'll say Bram. They're not using the guy. Rockstar Spud. That guy can never be taken serious ever again. Eli Drake went from someone who should be a big star to I can't remember the last time I saw him on a match. He's fucking literally playing second fiddle to Chris Adonis. Probably eat a pin from D'Angelo Williams. EC3, the guy who should be the face of this company, he's taking a back seat. And not necessarily just all of this regime, but the last one, I mean, it's something I'm going to talk about to kind of cap up this show and Ravens rant. Eddie Edwards, I mean, he's really not won a match either. I mean, he's jobbing to Davey, which I have no problem about with Matt Saito. Come on now. Look, a month or two ago, I would have said Allie and Rosemary too, but they're actually finally getting some TV time. But I mean, Allie was about to break off and be huge. Rosemary, best promo there is out there. She didn't get to talk as much as she did. So, I mean, that's what I say has probably suffered the most from this new regime.
I would say Eli Drake, but I also am not. There's still a lot of time left in this year, and I think that they're kind of trying to figure out what makes Eli Drake, what makes him work, what makes EC3 work. I think they're just kind of reevaluating. I think eventually these two will prove to the new regime that they are big-time players, so I'm not going to say that they've dropped the ball on them. I think the Allie storyline in general, it ended pretty well, as you could imagine, with the wedding. So I actually don't mind her just kind of getting in the ring now. I think she's pretty well established as the girl next door that everybody loves, So, but, guys like Tyrus, he doesn't really get any time anymore, for better or worse. Robbie E doesn't get any time anymore, for better or worse. So there's guys that I feel they've done well with, and guys that I agree with their decisions, and some other guys that I hope they improve on in the future.
Yeah, for sure, man. Can't argue a whole lot of what you said there. Granted, I'm not going to bitch about Tyrus and Robbie E, but you got some good points as well. Now, Hurls, they've got relationships with like Noah, AAA Crash, World of Sport at some point, which we're not going to talk about since nothing's really coming of that. But benefit or not, these relationships, I think we can say Crash has given them a little bit of a benefit. It sounds like AAA. I don't know. What do you think so far?
Oh, I think it's a big benefit. Gives guys more places to work, while more paychecks to be earned, and wrestlers getting paid. It's a huge benefit, and plus we get to see talent we would have never seen elsewhere.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess that's not a point I really looked at, like the extra paydays and all that, which I should have. It keeps their workers busy and all that. But look, man, Garza and Laredo Kid, I enjoy these guys a lot, but they don't get featured enough. I'd like to see more of them. We're yet to see anyone from Noah, and it's 7 months in, and we know we've sent a lot of Impact guys over to Noah. Look, the only benefit that Noah has really done for us is that they're not obligated to try and find something for Robbie E to do. Hopefully that changes. AAA, like, dude, I'm still worried. You know, like they have a history of kind of fucking people over, and you know that's it's a worry for me. But hey, that is what it is, and we'll see how it goes. But we got something coming Slammiversary time. One thing I want to say here is just talking on this X Division. The X Division is revived, and I don't think there's any coincidence that the ratings are kind of going up. And so what I want to say, man, like we've struggled with this over the years, and so I'm going to call out personally, like I'm going to call out some of these fucking Impact fans, and it's just going to be a little brief thing here real fast, but you know I'm going to talk some shit because look, there were some fans over the years that are just suggesting to drop the X Division, get rid of the X Division altogether. And it pisses me off. It has pissed me off the whole fucking time. Impact Wrestling, TNA Wrestling, like it is the X Division. Like us old fans who started from the start, and like the real fans, like we can't imagine this company without the X Division. We saw the X Division fucking build TNA and give it this reputation that really made it sit out more than the other things did. And look, it's been clear for years, like what the X Division needed was talent, time, and effort, and someone that actually fucking knew what the division was about and like what it meant and how to go for it. And we had Dixie and Gabriel who didn't, and they hired fucking like I think Al Snow was in charge for a while, and then they bring in just a cruiserweight guy who wants to slow things down the WWE way, and then there just never was very much talent. And it's now we have someone back in charge, people who understand what the fucking division means, and it's amazing. And you know, like here's the thing that just taps my ass, and of course it's the theme of tonight, but did the WWE even try to capitalize on these TNA fans who wanted to see the X Division come back? The fact that there was still a yearning in a market for the X Division style when they recreated their Cruiserweight division. Of course, they can't capture the magic that the original has because it's a WWE way, man. And it's like the X Division was this fucking raw thing that just came out and kicked ass. And it was like, man, the electricity in the fucking Impact Zone and all that back in the days. Like, it's just, and Dixie and Gabriel still couldn't fucking get it. You know, that like WWE could see it, the fans could see it, everyone saw it, but these two idiots. And it's just slap in the face, man. But look, my thing here is I really think the X Division is going to bring some old fans back.
Definitely. I think it, you know, when you talking about Gaburik and, you know, Al Snow and all them guys, it's almost like we're not going to give the fans what they want to see. We're going to get what we want to see. And that's just a crappy way to do business. And they stripped the X Division of its heart. It was no longer the X Division that we all, you know, grew and love. They tried, but it was just way slowed down, like you said. It just really sucked. And you could tell how much better the X Division is right now. It's just way better than it has been since, well, 2009.
Definitely. So look, man, some positives of the new product. You know, we're diving in this new regime, the new Impact. What's some positives you got here?
Oh, since the new regime's taken over, more focus on tag teams and X Division guys. I think the matches have been better. I think they've been more creative, more just good spots. I'm overall pretty pleased. So I've enjoyed it pretty much from top to bottom, save for a few things.
And we're going to bring those up here in a sec, but, you know, for me, and I'm going to read these real fast, but for me, I've got a feeling, I mean, there's no excess gimmick matches. The jobbers are being used. Feuds are fresher, and they don't have too many matches in them to start with. The main focus is on the wrestling. There's lots of new talent. There's depth to the roster for once instead of being paper thin. There's focus on the X Division. There's better agents now. There actually are some tag teams, although it's a little thin. There's actual build to pay-per-views. They toured India, which probably kept the Sony 6 deal and kept them happy. Almost all of the roster is being used, which is fantastic, man. It's hard to do, but they're doing it. There's no rumors of fucking late pay or the company folding any day now. They're doing live events. There's no Dixie or Big John Gaburik in charge, and there's no Robbie E or Grado. some negatives I'll say about this new product, though, Hurls. I feel the WWE talents are being pushed too hard. Bruce Pritchard, that slimy fucking snake, who doesn't even mention Impact Wrestling on his goddamn podcast, but they plug the fuck out of his. That snake that did so much fucking damage to this company years and years ago. He's got a job. I feel like the way that EC3, Eli Drake, and Spud have been used is very damaging to them, and they're losing a lot of really big stars, guys that have a lot of potential. Bram is not being used at all. I feel like there's too many authority figures that Josh and JB bickering back and forth stuff like it's taking a lot away. And the knockouts are kind of getting stiff for time at times. Those are my negatives, but I see much more positives. Any negatives for you?
I would say knockout division's not where it needs to be. Some of the wrestlers, they don't exactly know what to do with yet. Eli Drake, I think they're starting to figure out what they can do with EC3. I don't really have a lot of negatives. I don't really mind the Josh Matthews JB stuff because I think they've established the feud now, so I think it's been done pretty well. Maybe Alberto El Patron's getting too big of a push. I'm okay with Matt Sydal. That guy can go, and he was way more known for his Ring of Honor stuff than WWE, so I'm okay with him. But I think my biggest problem is Alberto El Patron, and maybe debuting Magnus and Matt Morgan and not really knowing what to do with them as of right now.
Yeah, I wish Magnus and Matt Morgan got a whole lot more than what they were doing, for sure. Those are two guys I really like that I wish. And Magnus, especially not being on Slammiversary card, it's kind of what the fuck. But okay, so here's my next question. Hurls, Anthem got the company, not Billy Corgan. Do you think Impact would be better off if Corgan was the one who actually did get the company?
No, I don't. I feel way more safe with Anthem, and nothing against Billy Corgan. I thought he had some really good ideas, but I feel like his version of Impact / TNA would have been more akin to Lucha Underground than it would have been to a wrestling show.
Yeah, I'm gonna second that. Dude, my answer, fuck no. Would they be better off with Corgan? Yeah, I think it would have been a lot of Broken Brilliant shit. I think it would have resembled a lot of Lucha Underground like you're talking about. But, I mean, dude, let's just, the two ideas we really know is his. The Grand Championship, that's a flop. It's a fucking flop. And the other thing, man, who can forget, as much as we want to, the X Division capture the flag stuff from last year? That literally made no fucking point to it. And truthfully, if we're going to talk the X Division, man, Billy really didn't know what the X Division was doing either. He didn't do a whole lot to add to it. When he's in charge, we got Marche Rocket and Braxton Sutter in it. Hurls, any changes you'd like to see happen?
Just kind of stuff that I think will happen, not necessarily big. Well, would I like to see them get on a bigger TV network? Sure, just because it'll help Impact grow. I have no problem with Pop, but I think there's only a limited reach that Impact can get with Pop. I would love to see them back on Spike, or heck, let's go back to the WCW days. Let's go back to Ted Turner Television. Just don't let them own you. And I think you'll be okay. But that would be one change I'd like to see. Another change, I would love to see the World Cup. I think we're going to get that back. I think that was instrumental in creating the X Division. You saw all these awesome high-fly talents around the world. Other changes, I would like to see the King of the Mountain match come back, hopefully. I'm surprised it didn't, but that would be one I'd like to see. And I'd like to see more pay-per-views. I think some of these one-night onlys are just, you don't need them, and they serve no purpose. There's no reason why we don't have Lockdown or what was the X Division one called? Destination X. Yeah. There's no reason why we don't have some of these pay-per-views back. I don't mind cutting, from 12, but we should have more than 3. We should have at least 5 or 6. So that's one change I would like to see.
Then what I have down, I'd like to see some one-night only relevancy. I have written down I'd like to see 2 more pay-per-views a year. I want to see longer contracts. These 1 to 2 year deals, especially all these 1 year deals, have really fucked this company. I want to see tag teams get signed and or created. Diamante needs used. Save Eli Drake and Rockstar Spud. Push EC3. Get Hornswoggle out of there. Fire Gaburik and Pritchard and make some changes to this Grand Championship format. So Hurls, is the product going in the right direction to you, or do you feel it's in the right hands and you feel the product's going in the right direction?
I think the product definitely is going in the right direction. I think we're in another midst of a Impact Wrestling boom. I think we're gonna have some great matches. I think we're gonna get even more talent coming in the company that we would have never expected. I think 2017 is just getting it back on track, and going into 2018, I think they're just gonna be full steam ahead. I think it's just gonna be just awesome, and I think Slammiversary is going to be an amazing pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think it's for sure going in the right direction. I really do. I think it's in the right hands as well. Hurls, I mean, basically, man, are you saying that the product's been better in the past? Product's better now than it's really been in the past few years. I'm pretty sure you said that, but it's part of a follow-up question here, I guess. So just to clarify, better than it was last year, years before all that.
I think last year was really good, but last year was really focused on the Hardys. And that wasn't a bad thing. I really enjoyed 2016, but I feel like that was the best version of TNA that we would have ever gotten from Gaburik and company and Dixie and Billy. I feel like that would have been the best they could have done. I feel like for them to move the needle, they had to have brought back Jeff Jarrett, Dutch Mantel, Scott D'Amore. Those are TNA guys. They know what to do. They can keep the company going forward. They can get creative visions in there. So 2016 was good, but I feel 2017 is better in all aspects, just because they're using most of the divisions, and the other regime just ignored quite a few of the divisions at times. So.
Yeah, it is. And that's a good point, Hurls. Like last year probably was the absolute best that we ever would have got under Dixie Gaburik in the Billy Corgan era there. And that's 100% fact if you ask me. Here, let's see, man. What am I getting at too? This new product is better. Like it's got some flaws, it really does, but not that many. It's wrestling, it's deep. There's a lot of talent. We have people in charge. It should be. And like here's the thing, man. This is what I really want to say. Like there's still like so many people out there, like some Impact fans, like still so negative. I see some Impact Wrestling fans bitching. And I see some people who enjoy the product that still are like bitching and complaining way too much, man. And what I want to say, man, is some of you guys fucking reach so hard to find something to bitch or complain about all the time, and it's ridiculous. Dude, it's a fake sport. Like, it's fucking never gonna please everyone. Not everything in this company makes me happy, but like anyone complaining and bitching about this new regime, and I heard people say that they don't respect their fans. No, and it's all because of the Hardy shit. No, they just fucking respect their fans because they don't want to see that go to WWE and fucking take away the product from their fans. And their fans should respect themselves. And a lot of these wrestlers fucking don't respect Impact. The Impact respected. But like here's the points I would just want to say to you guys that are complaining and shit. Is this product better in better hands? Let's see. All right, like the Hogan and Bischoff era, I'm not even gonna fucking touch right now, because why would we? Like we already know it's better. But dude, this is what we went through the past few years. We went through all the Dixieland stuff where John Gaburik took control when they really could have made a change, and it was like nonstop promos and 2-minute wrestling matches. We've watched all the top talents get run off, like everyone but James Storm and EC3, like the very best and biggest names, are all gone. And there was a time when literally like we lost Storm, Aries, Magnus, fucking like everyone departed on the roster, and what we got to replace it was Grado, literally Grado. The regime before, man, like look at 2014 Bound for Glory, they just fucking threw it away like it was nothing, like made nothing out of it. And then inexcusably 8 months later, that they have to build to a pay-per-view. The fucking tapings happen before the pay-per-view, and it's like a one night only for Slammiversary. 2 of them, man. Like, fuck this. Fuck those guys. Like, this is we don't have an owner now that's sending shitty fucking emails talking shit about like the people in charge of the networks to the people that run the network on accident. Like, they've literally, we don't have a company, we don't have a regime in charge that's ruined every goddamn star that could have actually been built in Impact. Like Austin Aries, Bobby Roode, Bad Influence, all that shit. Like, they just fucking threw them away. We don't have a regime that would put a belt on mid-card Matt Hardy, like mid-card for life Matt Hardy. And like the past top talents that they brought in, like, they just killed the X division. Like, it's just, it was so terrible. They killed the X division. Like, they buried Austin Aries and had him jobbing to Sonata. They had him job to Sonata in a fucking 2 out of 3 falls match in 2 falls straight. Like, the beatdown plan was good. Ruined. They let all these guys go in like the middle of everything, and then on top of it, they blame, like, MVP takes the fucking heat for Big John not checking Hernandez's contract situation, and they get in this big rap. John Gabriel, you're a grown man, you're in charge of your job, and like MVP takes the rap because you didn't fucking like do the common sense. And then like when MVP split, they punished Kenny King. Like, really? And they run Kenny King off. This is the same fucking people that killed off what Bobby Roode, Austin Aries had built. This is the same company that saw more in the bromans than they did bad influence. So are we in better hands? Fuck yeah, we're in better hands. And that's like, just stop bitching, everyone. Like, for real.
Definitely well said. I mean, there was so many just terrible mismanagement that was going on with that regime. It was just too much. Like, there were so many things. Like, if you're the owner of a company, you would have never have done some of the stuff that you did, or lack thereof, like not paying attention to your wrestlers' contracts, not being on the ball with, doing pay-per-view first, then the tapings. I mean, just simple stuff, and it just made the company it made the company look really, really bad. But I guarantee that it's not going to happen with this regime. I know it won't happen. This regime actually is solid management, and so is Ed Nordholm. He's going to be a solid owner.
Absolutely. And like all the top talents that they brought in under the Gabirik and Dixie, or they could have made a change that they didn't sign, that they failed to sign. And like, let's not forget like all the debt and lawsuits that she built up. I mean, we're in better hands. We ran so fucking long. Here's the thing. I'm going to give you Raven's rant to close this show off. Hurls, if you like have anything to chime in, I'll let you say it. But like, here's what I'm going to say. And I know I've told everyone to stop bitching, but I do got one little gripe here. Look, here's the fact, man. I'm sick and fucking tired of this company, regardless of what regime it's under, failing to build stars, and also taking everything they've built and just burying it for WWF, WWE talent. Look, dude, Alberto El Patron is good, but like, they have literally, man, like, this guy's not the face of the company. He is literally like skyrocketed EC3, James Storm, Lashley. Like, they're pushing this guy to the moon. They're just, he's not that fucking great, and he doesn't deserve what he's doing. It's literally burying the roster for the WWE guy. I mean, Matt Seidel's good. Matt Seidel's a great wrestler. But let's keep it real, man. They brought him in, and they made sure to bring up the fact that he was Evan Bourne in the WWE, despite being Matt Seidel in TNA, despite being Matt Seidel in Ring of Honor and New Japan. Yeah. And they come out and they have him beat their former world champion Eddie Edwards clean. Chris Adonis fucking sucks. And he's got like a big spot on this card because he used to be Chris Masters, a lower mid-carder in the WWE. He's being pushed over fucking Eli Drake. I mean, they just... It's so fucking frustrating. It's been every regime. They have failed to make stars, like, and I'm not going to get into this discussion on the Pope, but the Pope could have been a household name. This dude should have been a massive star, and they failed on that. But like, man, Bobby Roode and Austin Aries, like, these guys should have been the face of the company for a few years. Bad Influence as a tag team, man, like, they were stars. Eli Drake, this guy's a star. But they're failing. And so here's the thing, man. When I say household names, like, Raven Effect fucking knows what a household name is, unlike most wrestling fans. These are people that you could never, ever, ever watch wrestling in your life, and everyone knows who they are. This is a list, okay? Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold, Goldberg, Andre the Giant, Ric Flair, John Cena. Maybe Macho Man and The Undertaker. Not Sting, not The Warrior, not Bret Hart, not Shawn Michaels, not Triple H, not Angle, not Lesnar. A lot of wrestling fans are going to say those household names are not. It is a rare list. I feel the Pope could have been it, but like they have the chance with EC3 to do this. And my gripe is going to end with EC3. That's how we're going to close the show out. The dude is perfectly booked. He had some great moments, like the Barbershop Quintet singing Shinron's song. Like him and Spud were just genius together. The dude has an out of control physique. He's a good looking fucking guy, man. Like, and he beats Angle for the belt for like the first time TNA actually built someone perfectly. They perfectly built someone. But like, so the guy starts getting some face reactions because he's actually great at his job and he's funny. But look, despite that, literally nothing about EC3. It seems that he could play a face. And Raven Effect said this so many times on this show. Do not do this. It's going to ruin it. They still do it. And EC3 loses steam. And the thing that's happened here now, man, like, he eats a 10 count to fucking Med Carter, Matt Hardy, okay? And they try and say, like, Matt Hardy and Tyrus, two fucking goddamn Mid Carters at the absolute best, okay? There's a 10 count. I understand he didn't get his shoulders pinned, but it's a 10 count. That's worse, okay? And it wasn't broken Matt Hardy. It's Mid Carter Matt Hardy. And then he gets beat by a guy for the first time, like Fair, who's no longer with this company less than a year later. So there's that. But then he eats a pin in a tag team match to Galloway. He eats a pin in a tag team match to Lashley. And it's not mentioned as being big. He loses so much steam and Lashley gains so much steam that like the only outcome is to actually put Lashley over. And then so like, but here's where they really ruin the guy, man. Like he gets pinned by Moose after that. He fails to fucking ever avenge that loss to Lashley, and he gets the match with Eddie Edwards, and he never wins the belt. And like instead of going with EC3 to start the year, they go back to Lashley. They've made EC3 so pedestrian. And I look at this like the way Hulk Hogan used to be, man. Like it was so rare that Hulk Hogan ever lost because he was like so good and so big. And like Goldberg, even when Goldberg would lose after the streak ended, it was a big deal. And like they should use EC3 the way they use Hogan. Like he rarely loses. I mean, if you remember when Arn Anderson put Hulk Hogan on Nitro, man, like who can forget that shot? And that's the way that they should do EC3. And like Impact Wrestling has a platform to actually do their product that way. They don't need to do the thing in WWE where everyone fucking loses all the time and there's so much shit. And like these smarts are sitting here like, oh, EC3's so over, it doesn't hurt him when he loses. No, it does. He's pedestrian now. That's the thing. You know, like the fucking big essence between EC3 is gone. It bothers me. The company, literally, if this company is ever going to go anywhere, it still relies on his shoulders, not on Alberto's, not on Lashley's. No, like this is the face of your company. This is the guy that can transcend. This is a rare fucking thing that you have. And it's just they've got to fix this, and they've got to push this guy to the way that he needs to go. It's the bottom line. That's all I'm going to say. I want to wrap up this show like that. EC3 needs so much better treatment than what he's getting. And man, there's no excuse this time. There's a company now, like this is ran by people who know what they're doing, that are wrestling people. And truth be told, Jeff Jarrett, you're not an active wrestler anymore. You don't need to bury half the company or pull the rug out from anyone to make sure you're the top guy and remain the world champ. And that's my only gripe. EC3 deserves so much better than this, and they cannot drop this ball and let the WWE go get this guy. And he's already talking about how he has unfinished business with that company, and he's complaining about how he wants to wrestle more. So it is what it is, man. They got to push EC3. They cannot let this guy go through the door. Hold on, I don't know if anything real fast. If you have anything you want to chime in, but we're gonna wrap this extra long show up. We'll probably split it into two parts.
I will give my take on the next show. I just want to leave the people with your rant. That's perfectly fine.
All right, man. Well, look, a super long show. We hope we did impact some justice. We hope we really dove in there. We wanted to do something different, redeem kind of the bad things that went on last night. So, look, HeelCast Nation, on behalf of Hurls, Chef, thank you for joining us. Raven Effect, Hurls, Chef, HeelCast out. Check out Slammiversary. Pay money for that pay-per-view. We're out.